All right, yo, let's get started, bro. We're on.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Ski.
So talk to me, bro. It's a lot of people have been recommending you. Mad
Word.
people, a lot of people have been asking me to have you on.
Really?
Jaron, couple of the heads from the towns.
Yeah.
Yeah, bro, and we finally doing this now.
Yes, sir.
So
Yeah.
talk to me, bro. Give me an introduction. Tell everyone what you be doing. I know you got music on the side too.
Yes, sir. Yes,
So talk to me, bro.
My name is Caleb. Professionally known as Yeah Caleb. Instagram handle Yeah Caleb. I'm an artist. I'm a businessman. I'm a rapper. I'm a little bit of everything. I do everything. Like anything that I'm involved with, I try and elevate to the best that I can. I like sports. I play video games, whatever it has. I do it all. I just basically like to be at the intersection of creativity and innovation in anything I do, even if it's a brick and mortar business, even if it's something that seems plain to the naked eye. I try to be visionary in what I do. I'm an Elmont. I'm from Elmont. I'm from New York. I'm Puerto Rican and Dominican.
All right.
I'm nervous.
Yo, so let's break the ice, bro. Yo, we you were in the parade yesterday.
Yes.
I was in the parade.
Yeah.
But I'm assuming you were in the one in Manhattan, right?
Yes,
the
sir.
city. How was that, bro?
On Fifth Ave. I got the chance. Thank you. Shout out to my uncle Joey. Shout out shout out to my sister. We were fortunate enough to get tickets to be on the float down Fifth Avenue.
That's fire.
And it was, to put it on a deeper level, it was a profound experience. Like,
really,
where we from, there's not too many Puerto Ricans and Dominicans, just population wise. They're far and few between. And I've gone to PR, I've gone to DR, but to see so many people united, you know what I mean?
in such a I don't want to say small spot, but
Yeah.
in such a tight gathering.
Yeah.
Because those streets are like, they're big, but to see everyone like literally like on top of each other,
Yeah.
it's crazy.
And all faces, colors, shapes, sizes, people with
Literally
the coquille in their hair.
Yes, bro.
And there's always that. I don't know how to speak Spanish. Like, I'm gonna just rip the Band-Aid off. Like,
I feel like most of us Puerto Ricans who grew up here don't.
yeah, bro.
Don't.
And there's upsides and downsides to it, but growing up, I always felt like I was an outcast, and I felt like, okay, well, maybe I should learn, and I felt like maybe I wasn't authentic to my culture by not learning. But being in the parade made me realize, yo, man, we come in all flavors, all shapes and sizes, and all ages. I saw every single type of person there, and it was beautiful. Like, to see us all united for an island that's not that large, and how proud I felt. Like, I hadn't felt that pride ever. Like,
yesterday I was just having the time of my life. Because the parade that we went to was the one in, I didn't know there's three.
Yeah.
There's one in Manhattan.
Yeah.
The other one's in where I think near Wyckoff or Knickerbocker, around there.
Facts.
I was in that one, and then I think there's one in East New York. I could be wrong about the location.
And I know the festival is in Spanish Harlem.
Yeah.
Where all the performers at and all that.
But yesterday was my first time being in it too. Luckily, I got in because shout out to my aunt and my uncle.
Facts, yes sir.
They own a spot called Chrome 101 in Queens, and they got a new spot opening in Brooklyn. So that's gonna be exciting.
That's a food spot. What type of spot?
It's a bar. I spoke about it a couple of times in the channel, but it's a bar and like almost like a bar and restaurant. But on the weekends, it's more like live music. It's dancing. It's an amazing spot. Yeah, you definitely got to pull up.
You got
to pull up.
You giving me ideas.
I'm definitely gonna bring you there. But yo, it was lit. We had like a custom like truck for the restaurant that we had. We were holding the flags. We were walking.
I love that,
bro. I think I was probably lit by the time I got there, bro. It didn't start. We were supposed to start walking at 3. We didn't start walking till like a little bit after 4.
Yeah.
Yo, and we were just shout out to Bianca. She's one of my dope homegirls. But bro, we were drinking, taking shots. It was so fun.
Wow.
Mad lit.
That's beautiful.
But I do think and I didn't think it was gonna be as packed as the one in Manhattan was. Yeah. But it was up there. Yeah. There was mad people. I wasn't expecting it to be that because I got there early and I was like, there's nobody coming to this shit. I feel like it's gonna be dead.
Yeah.
But bro, by the time it hit like 4:30, it was there was no like it was
Madheads.
just madness.
Yeah.
Madness.
That's awesome, bro.
But it's dope, bro.
Yeah.
It's dope.
How was it for you, like, having that experience? Was that your first time?
That was my first time.
Wow.
That was my first time ever going to like a parade like that.
Yeah.
And just being around like all your people.
Facts.
Like you don't see that over here in the towns. We don't. There's not a lot of us here.
Facts.
I feel, at least.
I agree.
Like I can maybe count like maybe 3-4 people.
Facts.
Like literally.
Real talk. And
3-4 people.
We know them.
And we all
we're
probably
one of them. Like
we probably all know each other. Which is it's nothing crazy, but it's just like it goes to show you how much there is like out there. Like there's a lot of us.
We're a lot.
And there's even a lot moving to like Florida.
Facts.
Like OD, like a lot of them moved to Florida.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's crazy to see that, and it's amazing. It's beautiful. It's beautiful just to be united with everybody like that.
Yeah. And to see Bad Bunny's cultural influence, right?
Yo, I know you don't really speak Spanish like that, but I know you gotta love the music.
Crazy, yeah. Even if I gotta look the lyrics up, but I know my grandmother, she used to live with us, and she moved out when I was 16. But from up to that point, she only spoke to me in Spanish. She only still speaks to me in Spanish. So I think I just didn't have the confidence to speak it back, but I always knew it. So when I hear Bad Bunny, I'm like, I bet, like, I already know it's.
I feel like most people who don't, like, if you come from like a Hispanic background, I think you understand it.
Facts.
It's just responding, I think, is the toughest part.
Yeah, facts.
That's like everyone though.
Yeah. Yeah, and you know, my parents speaking in Spanish when they want me listening.
Oh, they do that too?
Nah, no, not when I was younger. They do that. Now they speak in English, and I don't know, man. It was just seeing that he's the most popping artist in the world right now, representing like the Latin scene,
the Latin community. It's crazy. I feel like he's doing such an amazing job.
Yeah, doing
that. Like it's crazy. I wanna try to go for his concert that he has. I think July and August.
Yeah.
And then after that, he's doing a world tour.
Facts.
All over the place.
It's a benefit concert.
Yeah.
For Puerto Rico, which is amazing. I love seeing artists that are going to give back to the island because, you know, the U.S. and the good things that it's done for Puerto Rico, but all the bad things.
There's a lot of bad shit. There's a lot of shit that has made it, you know, a lot of people over the struggle.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've been hearing lately.
The Coquille situation.
Yo, you've been hearing about that? I thought that was a joke because obviously, like, I don't like getting on I don't go on Instagram or social media for a lot of my information.
Facts.
But, you know, there's always like trending shit. So you see shit. But I didn't think it was real when people were saying that.
Yeah, bro.
How like a lot of like tourists were like thinking about doing that shit to the frogs.
And I got a Coquille tatted right here. Like
I saw the
on the gram. I was laughing.
I saw the gram. Yo,
that was wild.
Yo, how long was that whole float? Like how long?
We left the float left at 2, and I was on that. It took us all the way up to the Met. We were downtown, and then we went all the way up towards the Met. Facts. So It was about an hour 30, 2 hours.
What time did you get home?
We got home at like 6 because we took trains home and took an hour back. And yeah, I wasn't out too late. I was back in the crib like playing playing a P5.
I was back in the crib probably around like 8:30, 9 o'clock.
Where?
Yeah, I was there for like since like 11:30 to like 9.
Yeah.
So it was insane. Word. But yeah. But going back to the Coquille thing, bro, it's crazy. Mm-hmm. It's insane to hear things like that. Yeah. But I feel like he's bringing so much more awareness to like, you know, the culture and like, you know, the current shit that's going on over there.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful thing.
And I love it, man. I love it. When I get my platform,
you technically do.
Facts. I want to use that. You know, a lot of people, I feel like, not to segue, but I got ADHD, so I'm gonna bounce all over the place.
Nothing wrong with that, bro.
I feel like art in itself, even business, is humanitarian. You know, like a lot of people use art nowadays as a way to promote themselves or as a way to get recognition and success, or maybe even as a paper route, which I don't hate nobody for doing that.
Yeah.
But I think my art, I always want to be able to use it as a platform to help people, for people to express themselves and to build other people up. You know, I want my music, when you bump my music, you feel like, wow, I could conquer the day. I want people to feel energized. I don't, because I see a lot of the music nowadays that's out, especially in the rap genre, that's just destructive to listen to.
I wanted to ask you about that. I had I don't know if you saw the episode. I had him on a couple times. His name is his rapper name and Bugs.
I think I saw that episode.
Anthony. Yeah, he was talking a lot about like how he feels like the rappers that are out now are just it's awful, garbage,
terrible.
Like there's no unique style, there's no flow.
Nope.
Everything is just like the same, just manufactured garbage. He feels.
Yeah.
And he was saying like it's really rare. It's gonna be really hard for people who want to make music.
Yeah. Seriously.
Who are in like maybe like the that industry like rapping or hip hop, like it's not easy.
No, it isn't.
And I feel like you have even now like you have a lot of these up and coming like artists, like they blow up and then they fall off, and the music is just it's catchy, but it's not
meaningful.
Lyrically it's not good.
It's not meaningful,
but there's nothing to it.
And it'll die. It'll die.
Yeah,
like no one's gonna listen to it. And you want to know why it's like that? It's because people don't care about craftsmanship anymore. Like growing up, how I got started into rap, how I started rapping, I used to memorize freestyles I saw on YouTube and rap them in the school like they was mine. But that was my way of like, and just memorizing rappers. Like 2012, 2013, that's when we had Joey Badass. The 1999 album came out. So that was like different to me. Like I was like, what is this? ASAP came out. My dad's a pastor. Like I'm gonna just drop all the facts. Like I wasn't allowed to listen to nothing that wasn't outside of gospel and the church. So hearing rap music in the cars, I was always like,
this is different.
What's that? The only rapper my pops would play would either be Nas or Rakim. And that's really what I was like, yo, this is fire. Like, what is this? And you know, when you were a young kid, you think it's rebellious. So I'm hearing the cussing in the music. I'm like, yeah, I'm lit.
This is
super
fire.
lit. But how I got into that was just that. And then, you know, falling in love with the genre itself, the storytelling. And that's where I think where rap is really at. It's at a point where people aren't creating things, one, that are not authentic to who they are.
Yeah.
And that's just the general, that's an even broader issue with my generation. Like, with the invention of social media, I feel like there's a fun fact. It's like our generation has experienced more technological advancement in the last 20 years than we have in the last 1,000.
I agree with that.
You feel me? Yeah. So us adapting to social media and all, I feel like everything's done for image and nothing's done for meaning anymore. Nothing's done for that idea of like my first album, like I made it so that if I died or something had happened to me or whatever, because I was going through certain things at that time in my life, I made it so that if anybody wanted to know who I was in a time where I don't exist anymore, they could see that. And they know exactly what I'm talking about.
It's funny, you my fault to cut you off, but you and him had like the exact same thing. That's how he feels too. I feel like there's I don't even know a lot of artists like up and coming that I feel like personally besides I would say him and you.
Yeah.
Who are like really like that I've seen like put real effort into like your craft.
Yeah.
And I feel like now you just have a lot of people it's just makeshift garbage, bro. It's the same type of stuff.
For them it's a trend.
Yeah.
And for me this is a way of life. It's a discipline. Like I look at music so I don't have when I go to the studio, it's me and the engineer and my chancletas. I have this thing, and it may sound a little rude, but when I'm in the stew, I don't want to notice you. You know what I mean? I don't want any distractions. I don't want any disruptions. And people might say, "Oh, you up and coming? You don't even." But it's like I need that focus in order to make it great.
You like feeling isolated.
I love it.
You want to feel like
I want to be the only person I hear in the studio. As far as my engineer, we'll go back and forth and whatnot, but for the most part, it's like it's just because. You know, when there's too many distractions around, I'm going to lose train of thought. I'm going to lose, an idea. And I don't want that. I want to keep everything focused. Like that attention to detail, like that's really me. You know, that's always been me. But especially when it comes to music or business or anything I'm involved in, I want to give it 100% of my attention.
That's good.
You know,
that's amazing. I feel like it's hard though, because there's too many. It's hard to, even with this, like I feel like it's hard to stand out and get it out there to reach, an audience that you want to, maybe a specific audience you want to attract.
Yeah.
And I feel like also even with AI, I don't even know if you've been even in like that fucking field of it, but even AI is scary with music.
Oh yeah, I seen that.
Writing lyrics and just even for podcasting or even just making film.
Yeah.
It's a really like scary thing, and I feel like it's also erasing a lot of people's creativity.
Absolutely.
You know,
but that started even before then.
Way before, yeah.
The iPads.
Exactly. Literally, the iPads, yeah.
Bro, the whole experience of creativity, right? Like, what is creativity? In my opinion, creativity is taking an idea that belongs in your mind, no matter what it is, fashion, art, music, podcasting, and bringing it to reality. Not too many people have the ability to bring their ideas to reality, but not as well. Not too many people have the ability to even conceive of an abstract idea. Some people don't have that gift, and because I have that mindset, I know the importance of that gift.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because it is a gift, and it comes with responsibility. And I don't know, seeing now, there wasn't, like when you was a kid, you got bored, you made something up.
Mm-hmm.
That imagination.
Yeah.
You were like, oh.
Playing with your toys or whatever, it could be.
Word, or you outside going like this with the fingers in the window. That's imagination. But technology eliminates your capacity for boredom. And that's why I think creativity is in trouble. Because when you're bored, it causes your mind to go other places. And you can harness that imagination with discipline to create something beautiful. And if we keep giving the kids technology because we don't want to hear them cry, we're going to do them a disservice in the long run because they're so used to being satisfied. You know what I mean? Yeah. And that's why nothing lasts anymore. That's why the art is bad. That's why the music is bad. That's why the podcasts suck, because nobody is putting their time into it.
Yeah.
Everything has to be fast. People don't want it. It took me my whole life to make Vermont. That's my first album. Like, it took me my whole life to make that. Like, even the place Vermont, like, it has a deep meaning to it. The album cover is shot in Vermont. At the time I went, when I was 16, I'm 16 on the cover of Vermont, and it was shot by my friend. And the shirt I got on, like, if you really know, like, I put so much time and effort into that project, into that piece of art. And you don't see that anymore, because for them it's more of like, okay, we could get lit and we could do it this way. But to me, like I said, it's like I'm like a monk. I'm like a monk in a robe, just chilling in the crib, like just trying to be the best that I could be.
How do you feel like you could reach a bigger audience with your music?
I felt like being 100% honest with you, that if it's for me, that'll happen naturally. It's set in stone already. But I think the best way that I could reach an audience is by telling the truth.
Mm. You feel like your music does that for you?
Does it? I don't have. First of all, my life is too lit not to
not to share it,
not to rap about. Like, I don't know. People who follow me, like, y'all know I really do this. Like, I live like a rapper. I'm not a rapper already. So, but it's about telling the truth, man. And I'll give you an example. When I first dropped that, I know I keep going back to the album. I'm working on another one right now.
Okay.
So I'm like teetering back and forth. But my sister was in high school at the time, and all her friends, they wanted to make beats, or they were like, yo, I relate to this project so much. And I was like, how? Like, because what I was saying was relatable to me, but when they were receiving it, when they were hearing it, it was, I went through that too. Mm. And by telling the truth, you do that. You know, for me, it was, rap is a form of it's cathartic. I could release things that have been on my mind, things that I want to say that I can't say to certain people due to the circumstances of life, or things I want to say to myself. I'll be writing music, and I'm like, I was really feeling like that. And sometimes, as a man, we don't be thinking about stuff like that. But when I'm in that lab, it's like, oh, wow. It's almost like you're revealing layers to yourself in a way. Not to get super metaphysical.
I like it. It's good.
But
I feel like most people can't speak on stuff like this. When you ask someone what about your music is good, or what about your music do you feel like is needed to share, I feel like most people just say, I just like it.
I just drink.
I fuck with it.
I smoke, and then I feel the vibe.
But it's also that rapper lifestyle. Like you see a lot of these rappers and it's like the same shit. Club, chains, like
Bottles.
the bottles, like that's
Drugs.
that's like the new I feel like that's the new how would you put it? Like outlook for like rappers.
Yeah.
You know, I feel like back then, like the rappers you saw, it wasn't always like that.
Yeah.
It wasn't. I feel like the lyrics had a way deeper meaning
Absolutely.
than what it is now.
Lyricism mattered back then. Now it don't matter as much.
You got a fire beat and you just saying the same shit over and over, and hopefully it blows up or it's catchy,
Word.
or it gets beyond a TikTok video.
And there's two reasons to that, in my opinion. The first reason is, first of all, to play the devil's advocate. Sometimes I don't want to hear. I want to hear that Drake. Like I want to hear what I feel sometimes, and that's okay. That music has a place for that. You know what I mean? I don't want to be those purists who kind of, you know.
Don't get me wrong.
With the
I'm guilty too. I love hearing. I like hearing that shit sometimes. If I'm in the club or the same, yeah, of course.
Feel me, Drizzy. Like,
I just think so much of it and too much of it, and everyone trying to be like that, it just kills it.
Absolutely,
it kills it.
It smokes it because it was the reason why it's so cool is because only one person could live like that. Now all you guys live like that. It's not even lit no more.
We can't have everyone doing the same thing. I feel like you could also say that for like podcasting.
Really?
Like 100%. I feel like I forgot who I told this, but I feel like I started this in like 2019, the actual
podcast.
Yeah, and I didn't really get like into it with the equipment until like a year or two after.
Okay.
And then I feel like once I started actually doing it, it became like a massive trend. Everybody wants to be a podcaster.
Word.
Everybody wants to have an opinion. Everybody feels like their voice matters. And before that, I was like, I don't want to steer my show into that direction of like either whether it's something political or religious or nothing like that. Just having people on that I know, or even, and I want to experiment with new people that I haven't had on with shit that maybe I don't know, something I can learn from, whether or not they're helping our community. Like I had Jerron on. He's part of a run club, A1 Runs.
Yeah.
I shouted them out. Like stuff like that I feel like is good. You know, my family's restaurants, like stuff like that I feel like is good. You know, positive shit.
Facts.
But also just talking about anything and having fun.
Facts.
But I feel like now everyone feels like they need to be at the top, or they're important. They're number one. Like in everything. I feel like, bro, not everyone is special in that way. And you know what I mean? Like, not everyone could be like number one at something like that, you know? And I don't want to say like that's who I want to be. I don't. But I feel like you can put that with podcasting, music.
Facts.
You know, it's like a certain status that people want to be.
Yeah, people want status more than they want money, more than they want
anything,
power. They want
just to be recognized.
They want to look like the guy instead of be the guy.
Yeah. And I'd rather be that person than you know, fake it or feel like I am. And I'd rather make my own legacy, create my own path.
Me too.
But it's tough, but you know, I feel like it's as long as I feel like if you keep doing it and you keep going at it, it'll get there eventually.
Hey, bro, the Bible says it, man. Do not despise small beginnings, because to be honest with you, it's really you don't know where you may end up. The start is always gonna suck. Anything you do in life, anything you begin, bro, my first songs were booty. Like, they were trash. They had no type of nothing to it. But now, I'm lethal. But that's because I have from 14 to 24 now that I'm locked in. I've been writing music, and that's what it is. People don't want to stay committed to something even when it doesn't work out.
That I could say the same thing for me. They were
Me
mad.
too.
There were too many times I felt like throwing this away.
You're not seeing you
don't see the results, and it's like until you keep going at it, you might see like maybe you might get that one listen or that one follower.
Facts.
Or like, oh, someone viewed your thing. Like that's all you need. That little momentum, and then that's it. You just take it from there.
Word.
And even if you don't see results, maybe in the next 3, 4 years, 2 years, but even if you get like, you know, a view here and there or listen here and there, it's still, that's all you need. I feel like that alone just helps drive you to the next one.
And doing it because one, you love it, but doing it so that you could be focused on the process of it all. That you may not know where the road takes you. Like no man is the same. The man that begins the journey and the man that ends the journey, they're two different people. And just being in it for that. You know, I don't know. I might never blow up. I'm not going to speak that because I know it's going to happen, but I may never be that person. But I'm not doing it for that. I'm doing it because you only get one chance at life. And I've seen so many people waste that one chance. You know, I had things happen to me, trauma situations that made me realize life is precious and every second is a gift. Every second, every minute, every moment of what you do is important, and I can't waste that. You feel me? You can't let that go by without trying. At least try. If you fail, okay, I sucked at it. I failed. Copy. Get back up. You're not dead.
I feel like it's too easy though in this generation. I feel like our generation,
facts,
to get this just disappointed quick. You know, like it's I feel like a lot of people are they're ashamed of it. You know, and it's really easy to just give up on anything. Also, everything is online now, so anything you do is just like out there, you know? Whether it's something like this or maybe making music, or let's say you're starting a business. You know, if you fail, I feel like it could be really discouraging.
Yeah, bro.
You know, to give it a shot and you fail at something like that you're really trying to do.
Yo, bro, I got a business right now. I'm not gonna get into the details, but I had it open for a year with no prospects. They closed my account like 3 times. I'm fighting with the bank to keep my account open, and God's telling me, "Nah, keep it open." And now I'm starting to see the fruits of it. Now I'm starting to see like, oh, okay. Sometimes it's really just God testing your resilience. Can you stay in it for the long haul? Can you fight through that? Damn, I want to quit. I want to.
Yeah.
Because to be honest, bro, it's like I really believe it's 99% that quit and then the one that make it. Because
and it is the ones that make it. Like it's like the 1%. Like
Literally.
The ones who really do make it is not a lot. It's like maybe a handful you could probably count.
Yeah, that just cut through the fold.
They stuck with it and they made it to the end.
You know, or the podcast may take you to a job at times because they like the way you interview people. It's like you don't know where the road's gonna take you. Yeah. You just kind of have to keep your head down and then keep working. You know what I mean? I don't know. Maybe I might get a college. Maybe a college might ask me to speak and make me. You don't know.
You don't know where you're gonna go, but I feel like with the constant, like giving it all your, giving it all. I feel like you definitely have a chance of going somewhere. Whether or not you don't know what it could be, but it could be a sign.
Yes, sir.
It could be a sign.
I agree 100%. I agree 1,000%. Staying to it, staying with it, even when it don't stay with you. Me and my sister have a quote. It's our joke. It's like, if you're thinking about starting, you're already too late. My sister's a monster. Like she goes to college in the city, design. Well, I'm not gonna get into what she do, but she's on that. Like she's really that, and it's because all those conversations we had of me telling her, stick to it, don't quit, don't waver, don't fold. Sometimes you just gotta push through, and when you push through, you just go to the other side, and then you realize, wait, maybe the only limitations that existed were me.
Yeah.
Like maybe how do you even know where your true limits are?
You don't.
The mind quits long before the body does. And people kind of just quit. And I've quit. And the only way I can say that is because I've quit. I started 2 businesses. They both failed. Got off it. I dropped a mine in 2021. It's 2024. Most people would think I quit with that, but I was had to learn everything I'm talking about. I had to learn. You feel me? Through those processes. And people are afraid to fail because they're looking like a failure. But what people fail to realize is failure is a part of the process of success. Because with failure comes learning. You learn from those failures. You get back up and say, oh, wait. Okay, I did this wrong. My pops has a quote, and he's a legend. He's incredibly intelligent. He always told me, a man must take inventory of himself. After your failures, you have to look yourself in the mirror and say, what did I do wrong? How can I avoid doing that the next time? What can I do next so that I don't do that again? And why? Why did I? Just going to that process. And then once you do that, you get back up and you learn. But you have skin in the game. You have experience from those things. And that's kind of what I live by. Like, I go into everything head first, even if I don't know what I'm doing, because I don't care about what I look like. I care about the results that I'm going to get. And I may not have those results right now, but that's perfect because I'm not doing it for results. I'm doing it for the process. I'm so in love with the process of what I'm doing right now that I don't care where it takes me. I know I'm going to be good. I got God. I can't fail. Like, everything I've been through up to this point, why would it stop now, you know?
Do you feel like religion has helped you with that?
Yeah, facts.
In a big way?
And I don't want to seem biased because my dad's a pastor, but I felt like you got to have faith. I'm
the same way. That's why I asked. I agree. I'm the same way. So
like, I believe in God. I believe in Jesus and I believe in his power. Like, not even trying to make, I'm kind of nervous, that's why I'm laughing, but.
Yo, bro, I'm telling you, like I said before, have fun with this, bro.
Yeah.
Everyone that I have on, you're not the only one, bro.
I'm going to tell my truth. I got to. Like,
I've had people take shots before the pod. I'm not joking.
Oh, I got a great idea. What if we ask your family if we shoot an episode in the restaurant?
You know, you're not the only one who gave me that idea, bro.
Up, good background in the back. We get some good members, you feel me? Good people that do the podcast. Like, and we have a discussion.
I'm all open
good
to
linen
ears.
on.
I'm all open to that, bro.
Feel me? Put it on YouTube. Put the clips on this just to show people life. I'm a real dude on lifestyle, like living well. Feel me? But back to religion before we circle up to that.
Yeah.
I feel like faith is important. If you don't have faith in what you're doing and have that foundation of belief, you're not going to make it. Sometimes being realistic is you just being scared. There are plenty of things. Nobody thought going to the moon was realistic until somebody did it. Your ability to conceive of things that are not possible is a gift from God. Your ability to have a mind. So many people, people need to leave their hometowns. Like, go see the world. Go see what people are going through.
People don't. I feel like when you stay in the same place for such a long time, it's hard for you to learn new things because you're so closed off to so many different things.
Yep.
And I feel like that even just going into I be telling my friends all the time. Like, I feel like even going into like Queens, even just the city, just like other parts of New York, like you see it, or even just traveling, bro. Like you just see different things, and it really opens your mind to like a lot of different ideas.
Bro,
and you people need that. If you can, you need to do that.
I've been everywhere. I've been to LA, Texas. I went to Texas with Solomon Richards. Yeah, that's my guy.
Bro, shout out to him. I haven't spoken to him in mad long.
Shout out to the dogs. That's my day one. And a whole bunch of other guys that I probably will be shouting out throughout this podcast. But I went Miami. I've been to Japan. I've been to Rome. I've been to London. I've been to Spain. Japan was exactly that. Like I went in 2019. I went when I was 18 years old. I was privileged. I was enough to go on a trip like that, and it changed my life. It took 17 hours to get there. It was a stop in China, bro. We stopped in this random airfield, and they searched everything, bro. Pause, not even my body, but they searched everything, bro. I was sick. I'm like, nah, we gonna die in here, bro. Like, but we got through it, and then we landed in Japan, and the first thing I had noticed was how kind everybody was. Hi, how are you? It's 2:00 in the morning. You know, when you get to JFK, you got 3 seconds to get your stuff before they kick you out.
People already arguing. People already like, yo.
There's a pigeon who's stuck in here. He been trying to get out his whole life. He know he gonna die in here. Like,
that's just that New York vibe, bro. Every time, that's one thing I can say. Every time you land in New York, you already know you're in New York just from the way people are with each other.
The energy shifts. It gets nasty.
It's just everyone's just nasty with each other. Everyone's in a rush. Everyone's screaming at each other.
Bro, there's no kindness at all. And Japan was because I went to Tokyo, which is, I would say, and I stood. It's kind of ironic. Like, I'm very symbolic. Like, I see certain things and I ascribe meanings, and I'm like, when I went to Tokyo, my apartment, I went with my family, my best friend Donnie, shout out Donnie. And we had stood in an apartment right next to an elementary school. So kids were coming out of school, going into school, but they were very young, and that's kind of symbolized youth and how technologically advanced Tokyo really is. Yeah. And that for me was a big thing because, you know, you go to New York City, and you know how it is, it's crazy. But over there, everything's very structured, very ordered. Like, we got on a train, right? And people were coming out the trains. And you know, in New York, you have to fight to get in that train. And there's some guy smoking crack. There's a pregnant woman right next to the guy smoking crack.
Or there's just nonsense, bro. People fighting with each other.
People fighting
up and down the train
over
cars.
the necks. You feel me? Just not craziness. And In Tokyo, everybody made a single line and waited for everyone to come out the train. They made a line and went back in. And me and my family and my bros was like,
this is crazy.
What? Like, we skipped everybody, and you could tell because we was the only minorities over there.
Yeah, you're not from there, so you don't know.
But you even the culture, the customs, and that was a great trip. I got into the things that what everybody loves Japan about: anime, Tokyo. I mean, anime, fashion, manga, all the stuff, the pop culture stuff. But then I went to Kyoto, which is the oldest part of Japan, and they have the oldest population. So I went from staying next to this preschool of young children to now this very old place. And through modernization, right, Tokyo, a lot of their signs are still in English. A lot of the menu, people speak English there. Yeah. It's not hard and difficult to get around. But in Kyoto, there is none of that. Everybody over there is 70 years old, and they ain't never seen you, and
they're looking at you like a fucking alien, like, probably.
Yo, but and it's not like it was more like, I just have never seen this before. The menus, we talking to the guy, and we just pointed a picture, and he don't know, and he you feel me? But I visited a lot of temples. I climbed the Torii Gate Mountain, and there was a temple that had the swastika in stone on it.
Really?
And I had wondered. I did I was looking at that swastika, and I was like, how did that get over here? Did Hitler have a? But when I read the thing, it was actually a symbol of peace in Buddhism. Not to defend the symbol. That's not what I'm saying. No.
Yeah,
I know y'all gonna be.
It's good. I was about to look. I'm like, wait.
That's not what I'm saying.
I'm sure he's gonna elaborate on that.
What I'm saying is, how would you have known that if you didn't leave home?
Yeah,
and you didn't educate yourself. The point I'm trying to make is that symbol is wrong, obviously. But the point is you will never know until you go and find out and learn for yourself. Never let anybody educate you. You do your own education. You figure out and learn for yourself. Because if you give somebody permission to teach you, you also give them permission to manipulate you. Because if they hold all the information, they have the power. Because that's what it all is. It's information, all of it. And that trip taught me that the world is a lot larger than just Elmont.
It is, bro.
A lot larger. And I went to LA. My school, I went to a private school, and they had fine arts like competitions. So you went against other people in the state, and then once you went against other people in the state, then you go against everybody in the country in a select destination. One year it was Kentucky, but we didn't go that year. I don't know why. Then we went to LA. I went there, and I won because I'm nice. And but I had gone out of the state, so I had been used to that. But that was the farthest I had ever been from home. And I needed that because I came home, and I was in JFK, and there was a diaper in the baggage claim, and I just was like, wow, I'm home. But I also noticed that the guards were armed to the teeth, and the energy of New York. And it shifted. I saw, wait, it wasn't that place had changed. It was that I had changed. It was that my view of things had become a little bit more further along than my peers and my contemporaries because I was able to see, I've seen another part of the world. And I made a promise to myself that I wanted to continue expanding that. You never want to let anybody limit you on anything, whether it's, what we talking about, the grind, knowledge, philosophy. Go see for yourself. Go to visit these places. Don't just,
Do you feel like that, experiencing that, do you feel like that's like shifted your view on like your music?
Absolutely.
And how you create it?
Absolutely. I think what it did for my music was allow me to rap about more stuff in the most basic sense, that I have more to talk about. You see, I think the reason why music sucks is because everybody's so young and stupid and they don't have experience that they have nothing really
to offer.
There's
nothing to offer but what they know.
Speak about, which is I get high every day, and I get drunk every day, and I'm lit and I'm in the club. No disrespect to people who do that all the time. You should change your life, but no disrespect. Now I have something to talk about. My experiences. I have a song on the album called I'm trying to remember what I think it's called Kyoto. And that's my experience. I'm talking about the expansion of my mind and where these places and what it did for me. So of course, that's the first thing. And the second thing, it allowed me to see how other people's creative processes are. It allowed me to look at the methods of Tokyo. Yeah, you're able to see other people, how they make different music. But Kyoto, I'm watching a guy who do construction. And that's his process. And to the naked eye, that's not going to mean anything. But I'm watching him wield and take his time and patience. That's another thing. And that's what Rome, I went to Rome. Oh, sorry. I went to Rome in 2023. And that's what it taught me, that the creative process, even in America, is basically built on virality. While when you go over to certain countries like Rome or Japan, it's built on time, craftsmanship. It took Leonardo da Vinci 15 years to paint the Mona Lisa. The dude redrew it like 83 times. They have like little, you could see little sketch. Not that you could see it, but they have in his. I'm pretty sure in some museum,
there's
all
sketches
his
of it.
sketches
Yeah.
of him redrawing that same chick. That's 15 years.
And imagine back then, like the lifespan obviously wasn't as long or
that
super
was his
long,
whole life.
but that's your whole life, you know. So now I feel like people take a lot of stuff like that for granted.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like they don't appreciate that.
No, they don't.
And we don't appreciate that, I feel, until like you see it for yourself.
Yeah.
Or you know, or if it touches you and you're like, oh shit, all right, maybe I should like, you know, maybe change the way I conduct myself with certain, you know, situations, you know.
Oh yeah.
You know, and I could imagine like you going to Japan also, like, you know, when you're talking about like the whole train thing and like, you know, it's so organized and structured. I also feel like a lot of that comes with just respect. Everybody has respect for each other.
Nope.
And there's none of that here.
No.
Zero.
And people don't respect themselves.
Literally.
Look at, just open the gram up. You can see people crashing out. You feel me? Like I said, no disrespect. But maybe you should look in the mirror. I'm talking to you. Yeah. I know you watching I know you watching this. You need to look at yourself because you're wilding. But it's true. You don't respect yourself. How you gonna respect me? How we gonna respect each other?
Yeah.
Because you know what it is shame. People have this thing where they feel so shameful that they have this anti-shame where I'm not gonna act like I have no shame at all.
And that's the thing. No one has shame. Like everybody feels like they're in the right, or like they're right. There's no shame in anything. Like no one takes accountability.
No.
There's no respect.
Nope.
But I feel like New York is such a like. I feel well, at least being in New York, like you see that a lot.
Facts.
Because everyone is just so quick. Everybody wants everything now.
Yeah.
Everybody's in a rush to go fucking nowhere. Literally, like
rush to do nothing.
Literally driving to go nowhere, bro. Like it's
crazy.
It's insane. So I can imagine, like, you see people in other countries and just how people live their lives there. It must be like insane because people are probably not thinking the same way that we're thinking over here
at all. And you know, New York has its beauties. I love
it.
You know, we can only talk about it because we live here. Say anybody else, nobody can say nothing about it. But it's true. You know, sometimes the culture of a place affects the people.
Yeah.
And that's what I understood. That once, it's not even just going on vacation. A lot of people think traveling is let me chill in an Airbnb and go to the clubs. Nah, traveling is you going, get an Airbnb, but living in the culture. Go have dinner at that local spot. Go talk to the guy who owns the spot. Have a convo with him for 2 hours. Then you're going to really travel. Go to the art museum. Go here. Go to ask people around. Yo, what? And now you're immersing yourself within the culture. Because when you do that, you also take a piece of the culture with you. You take a piece of the art. You take a piece of wherever you've been at. Yeah. Literally, if you want to buy a souvenir, but just mentally, like, oh, I know from this place, I learned this from that. And that's how you learn. You learn from going to places, you know? That's
literally like all of it.
All of it. That's the literally whole process. Like,
but nah, going back to, because I wanted to backtrack. Oh, what else you wanted to share about like ideas you had? Recommendations for it.
What's the name of this podcast is what?
The House Aftermath.
Right?
Yeah.
I think the first segment of this podcast should be you taking a guest out to eat.
I've done that before.
And did you record?
I haven't recorded it, but actually I lied. We shot the episode first and then we went out to eat.
Okay.
You're recommending Eat first.
Eat. Record the dinner, the convos at dinner. Get a sense of the vibe. Take the fans with you. And the house aftermath is now we back in the crib. We chilling. I had an idea where, and I had this. I was been meaning to talk to you about it. That we gotta shoot an episode in the restaurant. The vibes.
That's been an idea. I definitely got to talk to my peeps about that because obviously don't want to intervene with like business and anything like that.
Facts.
So if I could definitely get like maybe if it's like the after hours or like when they're closed.
Ooh, that would be pain, bro.
Definitely, I would take advantage of that.
That would be 100%. So fly, like
I've thought of that. You're not the only one who's giving me that idea. I think that'll be amazing. I was actually trying to do something like that for when I spoke to Jordan, when I had Jordan and Nia on.
Yeah.
I was gonna see because I wanted to originally like try to shoot it because I don't know if you know if you saw the episode, but he's been DJing in Guggen.
Yeah,
and I don't know if
super wavy.
I don't know if you've been in there.
I haven't been in there yet.
You got to check it out.
I don't go nowhere. I leave the country and go back to the crib.
It's mad close to the crib.
Yeah,
but it's lit.
It's a super. Everybody's there. Like it's a great spot.
It's amazing. It's a lot of Elmont heads, which at first like. I was a little skeptical about. I was like, I don't want to run into the same people, but I mean, like our grade, because I know you didn't graduate with us, but like I'm pretty sure you know everyone in that grade.
Facts.
I feel like that's one like that grade was just everyone was so tight and it's still kind of close in a way, and I feel like you're able to still talk to each other and have conversations, and I feel like I got that vibe going in there. Shout out to the spot again, but it's a dope.
Yo, shout out. Facts.
Shout out to Guggen.
Shout out to Guggins, bro.
But I was gonna ask him to do an episode in there, obviously like
super viral,
because I feel like that would be great, and even just to get their name out there too.
Yeah, I mean that spot is jumping.
Yeah,
that's hospitality and nightlife.
Yeah,
at its best.
Yeah,
yo,
it's fire. But no, going back to your idea though, that it's definitely gonna happen.
Oh yeah,
I just need a couple more of these.
Yes, sir.
And it's golden.
Yeah, bro.
It's golden.
Yes, sir. I want to be a part of that.
I think I'm gonna make that a very special, unique episode with certain guests, obviously.
Facts.
Who I think like we all need to sit down and have a conversation because I think that would be an amazing fucking show.
For me, I'm really big on lifestyle.
Yeah.
Like leisure. If you get because everybody wants to live well. That's everybody.
Everybody wants to be good.
Everybody. And living well doesn't mean living in luxury. Living well is the good life. Good vibes, good music, good food, good cigar by the beach with a 10 out of 10.
You're a cigar guy?
With 30K followers. Yeah, occasionally.
I am too. I got a couple cigars when I went to Puerto Rico.
Ooh.
I had to bring them back, but
I'm trying to stop though because I really actually want to. I feel like I'm just trying to be super.
I haven't smoked a cigar in mad long though.
Yeah.
But probably it's probably been like a year, almost a year or two.
Yeah.
Definitely like a year, but almost a year or two.
Yeah.
That I've smoked a cigar. Hookah's my thing though.
Yo, bro.
I don't know about you, but hookah.
I used to be a hookah fanatic, bro. I don't know. I just kind of stopped doing it. Like, once I got more into what I'm doing, like
stuff like that, you don't really touch as much.
Yeah.
And I only do it when it's like socially. It's not like I'm hooking that shit up in my fucking basement,
in the crib, in the stew,
smoking it.
Yo,
I feel like that's when it fucks you up.
It did
because it becomes like a necessity and you need it. You kind of rely on it.
Yeah.
Especially if you're working on like music. I know a lot of people who they can't function without like having a spliff in their mouth at least while they're recording or making a song.
Hey, if that's you, no disrespect.
I don't hate on it though. I don't disrespect it. But if it helps you, then
in my mind,
it helps you. I'm not gonna knock you down for that.
Yeah. God bless. Like I said, different strokes for different folks. Pause. Like, respectfully. But for me, I'm so creative, I don't need it. Like, I've trained myself to the point where I feel like all I need is first of all, a lot of people use the studio to make stuff. All my stuff is already made. I make music in the crib. I'll be on the train. And sometimes I'll park my V in a random neighborhood in Long Island and write a song, drive home. Stew session Friday, copy. All my work's done. That comes from the era. I was with a group called the Bear Max. We went super viral. We was on the same playlist as Billie Eilish, like
really
300K listens, like 2019, 2020.
What?
Nigga had the streets jumping. You heard? Like we was super viral. The pandemic smoked us though, but shout out to the Bear Max. We really had motion, and I learned from that era. Like Bert, love Bert Knox. That's his rap name. Glen World Tour, Lemuse. And all the artists that I worked with around that time, I was gonna say like Tommy Richmond, like we used to party with him.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I knew him, like real talk. It's kind of crazy. Like he was one of my other friends' mans. Sneeko too. Like he he went to Hofstra. He bought acid off my boy. I'm not gonna say who, but he bought acid off my boy. He don't know that though.
Sneeko, the streamer.
The streamer went to Hofstra, boy.
What?
Yeah, bro. I seen him. I'm like,
I knew he was in New York, but I didn't know he was like. I didn't know he at that time.
Maybe we're not supposed to know that.
Maybe we shouldn't know. I don't want to.
Not my problem.
You can contact me for that.
Word, and he could send us some bread. So,
I used to watch his when he used to have those talks like in the subway.
Yeah, he was elite.
Yeah,
he was elite.
He's I haven't really tuned into his stuff like in a while.
Yeah,
but it's decent.
I'll be seeing his clips. He be out having political conversations with OF models. Like, my nigga, what are you doing? Yeah. Like, no disrespect. I'm pretty sure there's some OF girls that know so much, but like you trying to get clicks.
Yeah. But that's a lot of people though. Like quick
clips, bro.
Quick clips, bro. And I feel like with people like that, it's just you're gonna get a reaction quick because you're talking to someone who just doesn't have the knowledge of what we're discussing.
Word.
Nowhere even close.
And you to me, it's
no disrespect, obviously,
but she don't know.
She's not gonna know what fucking country she's in, bro. Let's be honest.
Real talk, bro. She don't know. You feel me? And you bringing you back because you bringing her on here asking her questions about the Democratic Party. You wilding, bro. You doing too much. But yeah, shout out Sneeko. Yeah, we used to chill with him. Where was I? What were we talking about? 'Cause I felt like I was gonna make a point. Learning from that era that they would tell me, yo, boy, we all put bread up, and then we got 6 hours. Don't come if you want to play around. Like, we used to chill. That was back when I used to smoke. I don't smoke no more. But we used to vibe out. Don't get it messed up. But they were very militant with me about what I needed to do. And if I ain't have my shit ready, you weren't rapping that day. Like, that's the kind of cloth I came from. Like, what you mean? Like, and then I would try and freestyle to look cool. Nah, go write that, bro. They held no punches from me, bro. And that's why I'm elite now because of that training. And Bert Knox taught me how to write an album, he said, yo, you're not going to know where the process is going to take you. Just fill it out. And I took his advice and made Vermont. Like, I felt like I had a Rolodex of incredible mentors, my mother, my father, a bunch of people that kind of helped tailor this whole process out. You know what I mean?
That relationship with him now, is it you guys still keep in touch?
Yeah, that's my dog. I haven't seen them in a minute. I feel like everybody's kind of doing their own thing right now, but it's always going to be, that's my family. Like, that's when they were the first guys to take me serious and invest in me when I was just a kid with an idea, Now I'm a man with a plan, but that's always gonna be family. Even if we don't talk as much as we used to, I'm always gonna love those guys because they my brothers. Like, I grew up with them. Half of them I knew since the Ka, who was the manager of the whole group. I know him since I was 14. You know what I mean? That's
a small world, man.
OD, bro.
That must be a small world. That's crazy.
Yes, sir.
But seeing that's good. I feel like that also probably changed your view on how you probably respect, your time, others' times. Because if they were like, yo, if you're gonna be here, like, there's no fucking around.
Yeah, facts. So I run my studio sessions like paramilitary organizations. Nah, but for real, if I'm paying 2 hours, like, I'm not about to sit here and watch you make a beat for at least an hour and 40 minutes so I only have 20 minutes to record.
Be honest, do a lot of these engineers be scamming for the time?
Not my engineers. Probably. But I'm not going for that. You think I'm going to give you $60, $50 an hour and you going to scam me for time? Nah. I'm going to be there. Let's say it started at 6. I'm going to be there at 5:45. You feel me? I'm gonna have it. We gonna have that pre-set up. You need to be already in there. I went to school for engineering. I got a music-based scholarship. I went to SAE Institute, so I know what you doing.
So you can't be scammed. You already know.
No, and I don't tell people that. And now the whole world knows. But I know what you're doing. I'm trash at mixing and mastering. If I probably applied myself, I'd be nice. But I did that so that one, I know what I want to hear from myself and my music, and two, so I know like. Nah, bro, turn that compressor down. Nah, turn that down. Turn that up. Move this to over here. Just so I know, like, this is what I'm trying to do. You know what I mean? This is what I want. I know exactly what I want, how I want to hear it, at what volume I want to hear it, what I want you to do. I'm very, like, in control of my own art, creatively and financially. I have my own label. I sign myself.
I have a buddy of mine who's trying to do that.
I did it overnight.
It's going... It's a process, but he's talking about it. He's trying to get there.
I get paid off my music too.
Really?
Facts. For any artists out there, sign up for ASCAP and BMI, bro. You probably got mad streams, but because you don't know the business side of this entire industry, which is set up for you that way so that they could take your bread. ASCAP and BMI, bro. That's where all of the bread is at. I get checks once a year. Like and that was the first time. I'll even tell you how much I got paid. I got paid $100 for music I made years ago, and it made me realize, nah, bro, it ain't a dream no more. like
I'm actually getting paid for this.
It was like, yo, I don't know nobody else that's getting checks from this. Like, it made me realize.
I didn't even know that you could have your own label.
Facts.
And get paid from your own label.
And I get paid from my own label, my own music, all that. Because how does it work?
Yeah, how does that work?
Well, you set up your LLC and whatever you want to call it. Let's call it Bagel Records, Joey Records. You take Joey Records. Oh, shoot. You take Joey Records. You basically set up the LLC. You create the structure so that you're in charge of it and that your name is on all the documents. And then you could draft up a contract between you and yourself. I assume use ChatGPT for all this. Like, come on, like we all don't do that. Use Chat. Feel me? Once you do that, you sign yourself. Make a contract with yourself. How you get paid from the music though is ASCAP and BMI. Those are songwriters guilds, songwriters unions. And every major artist is a part of it. Taylor Swift, Bruno Mars, whoever you want to name, they're a part of ASCAP or BMI. It's because they're a part of some crazy corporate structure that makes no sense. But for you, the independent artist, you sign yourself up as who you are, or you could do it through your record label, and the money just gets distributed. You get paid for the royalties, how much is played, and you get paid for if it gets played anywhere, you basically own all the rights to your publishing, your royalties, and all that. You feel me?
So in a way, it's almost like starting your own little business in a way.
It is.
It's literally that.
Music is the only thing where you are the business. I am the business. I came here to talk about my product. Me. The art, the music, all the other businesses. I'm not just in music business. I'm in other entrepreneurial endeavors that are legal. And, I'm doing it. But yeah, I believe that a lot of people think that just because you're a creative, you have to be, I like art and I don't want to think about that. You should be thinking about that because these people are going to assume that you're stupid and they're going to take advantage of you. And the one thing why I really started this record label was because I don't like seeing people who have the same love and passion like me get extorted and taken advantage of. That's not what I'm about. And you can ask anybody. I don't play like that. If you my friend and I see you getting bullied, I'm knocking your bully out. And I don't even want to talk about that. I bully the bullies. Like, it's Shark Week. You feel me? Because I don't do that. I don't bully people. Feel me? The difference is I make fun of people, but I laugh with you. I don't laugh at you. And I don't like to see people I love be taken advantage of. And that just goes for art and music, right? Because I got the passion and I love it. But I've got the conscientiousness and the common sense to be like, nah, I need to make every dollar. This came from me. You telling me I got to give you what percentage? Nah, you're crazy, bro. I'm not giving you nothing. You don't deserve it. What did you do? Now, the only way I could see myself signing to the majors is by independent partnership. You feel me? Our labels go 50-50, or maybe I put up $200,000 for distribution and we could talk. But I'm not coming to those tables unless I'm a partner and an owner. I have ownership mentality, and that's what I want to teach artists to do. I want to show them like, nah, you could be creative and still know what you're doing on the contractual and the business side, because you don't want to leave that to somebody else. You don't want to. Now your manager's finessing. You see what happened with Scooter Braun. She had to re-record her entire catalog. He sold her catalog for $200 million, bro.
That's crazy. Like people like that could like essentially take your music and just profit off it.
Profit off it. Take you. That is you. That is a representation of everything you are, and it's gonna go to some machine. Not unless that machine making me some dollars, then we could talk. But I'm not going for none of that, bro. I don't stand for that, and I encourage artists to pay attention to those details, because if you don't pay attention, they're going to extort you. They're gonna finesse you, and the industry's drying up. That's why everything sucks nowadays, because the old heads don't know how to use TikTok, bro. And they throw money at anything that's viral. That's why all the art and the music sucks, because they don't know what they're doing. If you look at it, there's no money in music. Why you think Lucian Grange owns 30% of the music industry? 30%. UMG's buying everybody out. They're buying all the sub-labels, and they're consolidating and consolidating. Why? Because there's no money no more. So what do? You cut all your losses and you eat everything in sight when you're starving. You feel me? And I'm seeing that in the industry, and I'm like, do I want to be a part of a giant failing machine? Nah. You know what it is? It's just people don't. I'm an innovator, and everything I do, I try to innovate. I try and not innovate like, oh, I try to be avant-garde and different, and I'm wearing like your fit is trash. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about making contributions that are gonna improve things, not just because it's new. It's an innovation. That's not innovation. Innovation changes the way we do things, and that's what I'm about in business, in art, in music, in taking the train, like whatever. That's just Caleb, like. Real talk. And I don't like to see art, like I said, to double back, I don't like seeing artists get taken advantage of in that way.
So, because that's what I want to ask. So how does, like, these major artists like Drake, Kendrick, their record labels, I'm assuming they own their own shit?
No,
or is it their
some
partner
of them
with
don't.
them?
Some of them do. Some of them, like TDE, for example, I'm pretty sure they got an agreement set up because they're homegrown. But what they got is a partnership with Interscope, if I'm not mistaken. Same thing with OVO. OVO got a partnership with UMG. Right now, they beefing due to the lawsuits and the Not Like Us nonsense. I don't know what goes on over there. But these labels, so what it is, the basic breakdown of the music industry is, let's say you're an artist and I'm a label. I just signed you for $1 million. You want to know what that $1 million is really for? That $1 million is a loan that you have to pay back with everything you do in your music. That's why you're getting finessed. Because that $1 million, you go right to where? The chains, car, and you spent it all. Meanwhile, that $1 million was actually an investment for you to put it to your budget, put it to your music, music videos, wardrobe, whatever you want to do, reinvesting it back into yourself. But they take that investment. So if I sign you for $1 million, you have to make every single $1 million back in order for you to get paid on your music. And if you don't audit us in the first year, we get to take everything. And the way the music industry goes, right? Let's say I signed you. Our label ain't doing good for 1 year. They fire the whole staff and be like, yeah, we're shelving you. So now you can't put out music and you still owe us $1 million.
But then wouldn't you be able to just be your own independent artist at that point?
You can't. You signed everything to these guys because you didn't read the fine print.
So whatever the fuck you put out after that,
I'll tell you a story.
They pretty much have all your shit.
I'll tell you a story. I was in a label meeting. Me and an artist, I'm not going to say his name. We had a meeting with a independent label. I'm not going to say names because I'm pretty sure you can get in trouble for that. They offered this artist $650,000. We looking at it like, yeah, boy, we gravy. Okay, sure. Let's read the contract. $500,000 goes only to your budget, meaning studio time, music videos, hospitality, and lodging. So anything that has to do with your music, $500K of that goes directly to that. Paying your tour manager, paying the roadies, everything that goes into your business. That $150,000, that you could spend in cash. Now, what did they want in return for that $150,000? They control all the rights, including publishing of the artist, image and likeness. They also had control of when and where the artist was allowed to record music at all times. On top of that, the artist had to sign a no-compete where they can't perform without the label's permission.
That's
I
fucking
said,
crazy.
yo, do me a favor, send the contract back blank. Because this is ridiculous. And you think I'm going to jump for 150 grand, bro?
I feel like probably most of these artists, they don't even read that shit. They probably just get tossed the number. This is what we're going to give you. And they probably just sign that shit away.
I'm going to give you a little cheat code. Take the contract, ask for a PDF file, tell them to email it to you, then drop it in chat and say, chat, what does this mean? If you don't have the knowledge or the lingo to know what they talk. My father always told me, never let anybody talk over you. Learn your words. Learn what people are saying. Learn what people are saying, because they will speak over you, and they do it in the contract. On top of that, I think they also wanted the label was in charge of all of the artist's likenesses and brands. So now the label is now able to use the likeness and brand to however the label see fit.
That's fucking crazy, bro. Holy shit.
I told him on the phone, I said, yo, do me a favor, tell him to, I'm not going to use the words I said, but you can guess what I said.
That is insane, bro.
Yeah,
I wonder if that's the same for shit like this.
Absolutely.
Probably is, because I'm sure like podcasters will get signed to Spotify or whatever the fuck they streaming on. Absolutely. I'm sure there's contracts, there's shit you have to sign to even just get whatever bread they're offering you.
And they're accounting for the fact that you may not know. That's why anything you do, learn it, learn the business of it, learn how it's done. So let's say Spotify, we go viral because we're gonna go viral. Obviously, is what we do.
Most definitely.
But Spotify comes to you. Now you got the knowledge to say, nah, I think I'm going to take 70% and you guys take 30. You got to go in there. Pardon me. I'm sorry, mom and pops. But you got to go in there with your nuts out and let them know, nah, this is my thing. Yeah. You got to pay me, not I got to pay you. Yeah, cool. You got the platform, but I got viral without y'all. And I know how to work this thing. I know how to do that. Whatever you do, whether it's mowing the lawn, whatever, you go in there like, this is ownership. This is what you created. And nobody should make $1 off your music or your art, your podcasting, but you. Call me greedy, call me selfish, call me whatever you want. I don't care. I believe that I deserve every single dollar I get because it's coming from me. And I got people to feed. I got managers. I got people. I got employees. I got people that work for me that if I don't show up, they don't eat. So you think I'm going to take less than 100% of that pie? When I got mouths that are people with families that are relying on Caleb? Nah, bro.
Yeah.
I'm going to take it. I'm getting everything. You know?
That's crazy. I really didn't think of it like that. I really didn't know they had like rights to it like that.
Everything. And they will take it from you right under your nose. But because they gave you the badge, the little, no disrespect to the majors, bro. We love them. But because they gave you that little badge, you gonna jump because you don't know, like they took everything from you, but they give you the fame.
They own you in a way.
Exactly.
Yeah, you don't
own you. Nah.
That's crazy, bro. Yeah, I never thought of it like that.
The industry is fried, bro. And that's just business in general. That if you don't pay attention, people will. Who's to stop it? If it's legal.
And I'm sure all that shit in fine print. It's technically it's legal. It's right if you're signing it,
it's right in front of you.
You're giving the rights away. Your rights away, basically.
Your rights
to your craft and your art.
You're all of that. And for what? Because you wanted a couple million when you could have said no and held out, and now you own your thing for 100%. Now you make 100% of what you make. What's more, 100% of a grape or 80% of a watermelon?
I definitely got to put you in contact with my boy Ant because I feel like he could learn a lot with this shit.
Yeah, bro.
It sounds like you've experienced like the top of it, which is where he's trying to get.
I recorded at Empire. I was in studios. I've been all over the place. Feel me?
How'd you make those connections?
I went to school. I had a couple of dudes that I knew from that went to school there that really was already, had the pipeline to Empire. Because before it was Empire, it was Blast Off. I think, yeah, it was Blast Off Studios. That's where Kendrick recorded Good Kid, Mad City, Drake, Thank Me Later, whatever the hell the album's called. And I had a lot of great connections there. And that's how I started to really You know, they would sneak me in 2 a.m. in the morning to 9 a.m. That's when nobody goes to the studio. So I'll go in there, record, make music, talk to people, whoever came in there. And then I just have friends who really good at networking. It's not, my mother always told me, it's not about what you have, it's about who you know.
I feel like that goes for everything. That's even like for me, bro. Like even like trying to find like new people and new guests to have on, change it up, spice things up. It's who you know, and I feel like it's who you can also connect with.
Facts.
Like you need that.
You do. Because if you broke and all your bros got money, all you need to do is make a phone call. That's how these business guys think. That's how the 1% are doing it. Why is it bad when we do it as minorities, right?
Exactly.
Because y'all don't want us to touch the bread. That's what it is. Like it's not. It's bad when and I get it. I'm like, how it is with capitalism and all that. But listen, my grandfather came from DR, bro. Came to this country. They deported him, and he came right back. But he got his papers down. I think they deported him for some other stuff. But he came from nothing. And not, I come from nothing because I'm from the hood of New York. He came from nothing to get a larger piece of the pie and to escape what was going on back in the Dominican Republic. Trujillo, who was the dictator, for all my Dominicans who know, was somebody who was whitewashing the island. That's why we have that color issue in DR, like, because he didn't believe in Haitians and Dominicans mixing together.
I feel like you hear that a lot too, like,
and that's BS. I got mad Haitian friends.
Yeah.
I've been with Haitian women. Those rules don't apply to me, bro. I'm gonna let somebody who's dead dictate what I should think is right.
Yeah.
And you want to know something? Trujillo's last name was Chevalier, which was a Haitian last name.
Actually, I really haven't.
I'm probably gonna get. I don't want to say nothing, but also conspiracy. But no, it's facts. Trujillo's uncle was Haitian.
Wow.
So
I really didn't know. I don't know shit about the history of DR. Very little.
My pops is really be in the crib telling me about stuff. But Trujillo was also signing young boys up for the army. So the reason why my grandfather left was because he didn't want his children serving in Trujillo's army. Now, how does that tie into me liking money? That I'm fortunate to be born from somebody who decided to take a chance. And my father's the same way. My father comes from poverty, bro. He grew up in the Brooklyn, not the Gen Z Brooklyn you see today.
Yeah, not that.
Not that. That's not even Brooklyn.
That wasn't it before.
That's Wisconsin. Low key. That's gentrification.
Have you seen it, bro?
Bro,
it's bad, bro.
It killed my
I was talking to Gerard, bro. I was talking to Gerard on the pod when we were talking about it. It's bad over there, bro. It's not terrible, but like there's
nothing.
It's just
nobody that was truly from there is there no more.
No, it's all just people who have just
from Ohio starting coffee shops with the curly mustaches. No disrespect. Actually, disrespect because of how clandestine. You like that word? How secret people. I'm not even drunk. I'm talking crazy. How covert they were at moving our people out. But to say what I'm saying, my mother and father, my mother's from Brooklyn too. They grew up in Brooklyn in the 70s and 80s, where they was finding people in the street, where there's bodies everywhere. They come from that. I come from a history of people who wanted to make life better for themselves and knew they could and knew it was possible and executed on it. And who am I to go against the grain? Who am I? That it's okay to want a better life. It's okay to want to go up. I'm from the suburbs. I went to private school. I'm not ashamed of nothing. I'm fortunate. I am grateful to have to be able to be on this podcast talking to you about my breadth of experience.
I appreciate that. That means a lot.
Yeah, bro, I'm grateful to be here and you like me coming from that type of situation where who am I not to execute that? Who am I not to want more and better and to go higher? I think people have this thing where it's like to want excellence is bad.
It's not. I feel like it's also other people telling you that you can't, or it's either you shouldn't because of who you are, what you look like. Fuck all that.
Forget that.
I don't believe that.
That's not real.
That's not real at all.
Not at all.
Go ahead.
Nah, that's you.
No, go ahead.
That's people projecting their limitations onto you.
Exactly.
Their fears. Oh, don't do that because things don't usually work. Oh, how you know? You're not God.
You're not there yet.
And if God gave me a vision, like I said, I believe in God. I believe in, Jesus. I believe in the Bible. And if God gives you a vision, you feel me? and it calls on you in the darkness of night to get poetic with you, and you can't shake that vision no matter how hard you run, then it's your job to make it happen. Your dream should scare you.
Yeah, it should.
You're not thinking big enough if it don't.
And I feel like there's not enough people who think like that. I at least I know I have a lot of people. I don't know if you have. I don't have a massive circle of friends. Very little.
Neither do I.
Very little. And I feel like I've had a lot of my friends have been like since when I've been like literally born. Like I was a child. I have like some of like my closest friends. And I feel like when you have people like that in your circle, it makes it a lot easier for you to get where you want to be. You know, because I feel like a lot of people who they have the reason why you stay with them for so long or you trust them with literally your life is literally because, you know, they see that vision that you want.
Yeah.
You know, so
I feel like I come from the opposite of that.
Really?
I have no people that were like, I didn't have that. I felt like I had to fight
to get that.
You know, I had to literally, sometimes you waste more time trying to get people to see your vision than execute your vision. Yeah. Because the only reason you've got that vision is because God wanted you to see it. Nobody else. Mm-hmm. Not saying that my parents didn't believe in me and they didn't support me. They believed in me. They supported me. And they had fears. You spend, 20 years saving up for college and then your baby tell you, nah, I'm not going. You're going to be like, huh? They have every right to feel the way they did about the choices that I've made. They were not okay with it at first because what am I doing? All they see me is me coming home from the studio high. So, of course, they're going to be like,
I did better.
You feel me? Like, come on, I expect more from you. Until they started to see, wait, this kid is producing stuff. He's making stuff. He's where? You here? You got it. And that's what parents are supposed to do. And I'm grateful that I had parents to speak into my life and tell me, yo, you need to stiffen up. I'm okay with this music stuff, but this, you got to fix that. And I had parents who whipped my ass. So, I'm just saying that the environment that I was in, they thought I was crazy. But I was the only one who thought, nah, man, that doesn't seem as hard as everybody's saying it is. Like,
I could do it.
I could do it.
It's also, I think, like I feel my parents are very similar in that way, but it's also that generation, I feel.
Facts.
Very different from what it is now.
Absolutely.
Very different. Yeah. I feel like we need some of that still.
Facts.
For like this generation. It's too...
Not
enough discipline. It's too soft.
I have a saying, bro.
It's a little too soft.
Too much ass, not enough belt. I live by that. Pardon my language for everybody that's watching. I'm sorry, I'm getting loose. But too much belt, bro. There's not enough belt in the world. And I had my father was a pastor. My father was a man who came from nothing, who turned himself into a man of God. He ran a church in Ridgewood, Queens. Shout out House of Worship Christian Church. For 8 years. My mother is a DOE social worker who has numerous connections. My mom fake might be in the Illuminati. I'm not gonna lie. She got a picture of her with Mayor Adams in the crib. I don't flex that, but I got to. Yeah, I gotta hear it. You feel me? So I come from a line where nothing less than excellence was expected of me. I'm the son of a pastor, the son of a woman with an illustrious career. And sometimes those pressures and that they wore a lot on me, but I overcame it. And that level of excellence, that will always remember my mother and father for that. That standard. You see, nobody wants to have standards anymore. Everybody wants to be accepted and everybody wants to. But if you're going to breathe up here, you have to live up here. And sometimes that may alienate you from others. That may make you different. That may make you less than friendly. But I don't care, bro. I'm a lone wolf. I'm just like you. Like, I have a lot of people that like me and know about me, but those who, my family, those are my bros.
The family is the one that comes first. And if you have that already, that's all you need.
Facts.
You don't need anything else. You feel me?
And I make new connections. I build new relationships with people. But, for my close friends, like how you said, like, there comes that level where, I didn't have a choice to be great. It was kind of thrusted upon me. I had a younger sister. I have a younger sister. I had to be an example for her. Yeah. My mother and father worked from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. I ain't see them. But I got this little girl, and now I'm going to private school. First of all, everybody thinks I have no mom to pick me up. My mom taught me how to call Valley Stream Taxi before there was an Uber. You pick up the phone, boy, be like, where you at? I'm here. All right. Click, and you give him cash. make me get in the taxi first. I got my sister. Yo, grab my arm. Don't let go of me. I had a Metro card in the suburbs. I don't know if you know anybody around us that had a Metro card. And I'm not saying I came from poverty, bro. That's not what I'm saying. But I'm saying I had certain experiences that taught me young that I had to know what was going on and be aware of the environment. Now I'm getting to this private school where mom's picking up her daughter in a Mercedes, and I'm getting in the cab, and now they saying his parents, what's going on with him. Meanwhile, that's just the burbs. You go to the boroughs, it's way, way worse.
Way worse.
But because due to classism and, brands and all that nonsense, you would think that I come from a bad background. But my mother and father worked hard, and they worked hard for me and my sister to get to where we at. And I'm not going to let anything set me back. You know what I mean? And those experiences made me who I am today, I sold candy in school because I wanted extra bread because all my bros, going to private school, all my bros are from Queens. So my mom, being a social worker, hooked them up with summer youth jobs. I couldn't get that because, the working age in Long Island is mad stush and all that craziness. But you know what? I was able to sell candy. So I'm flipping my bread. I always been an entrepreneur. I used to shovel yards for money. It's a snow day, everybody on the game. I'm out there, not to be on no Gary V, like I'm hustling, I'm selling. That's not what I'm saying, but I'm saying like I had hustle and ambition towards me since the beginning. And I'm not from, people think you have to be from rough environments or from poverty to have hustle. As long as you got hustle in you, it's not matter where you from. It don't matter. It's where you at. It's where you going. Feel me? That's my life story.
Nah, man, it's a crazy thing to see it like that, bro, and it's true. But a lot of people just don't see that. No one sees that. It's a small percentage of people who, like I said, we're fortunate enough to have people in our lives who have given us that opportunity.
Yeah,
and all that comes with just lessons, and you pass that down. I feel
absolutely,
and
absolutely.
That's all you could do.
That's all you could do, man. And pray for the Knicks.
Yo, bro, speaking of the Knicks, bro. Oh, my God. I was really hoping for Knicks in 7, but...
I'm glad they fired Tom Thibodeau.
I was having this conversation with my cousin the other day, and I'm like, they made it... We had him as a coach 2 times, and he the second time he got us the furthest we've ever been.
Thanks.
So, like, why fire him? I feel like as a coach, like you understand your players, you understand the team, you understand how they move. Yeah. You already have that bond with them. Wouldn't you give it another like shot or a risk to let him go at it again? Maybe because he could be the third time might be a charm. You might take it to might get the chip.
Might get the chippy. New York would die. I don't want that at all.
Like, I don't know about you, but like watching the Pacers right now in OKC is boring as fuck. I haven't even watched like. I saw the first game. I didn't see yesterday's game.
You know what's the least watched finals in history since 1988?
This one?
Yes.
That is crazy.
Because it's 2 market teams that no one cares about. Yo, shout out Indiana. I'm pretty sure they got fly stuff, but no one cares about Indiana. And no one, especially nobody, cares about Oklahoma, bro. What's in Oklahoma? Water buffalo? Like, what? Nothing, bro.
Fields?
Bro, bring back David Stern's NBA where it was rigging stuff and gambling and all that. At least we had some good finals. Like at least they was fixing games to make it interesting.
if the Knicks made it, I think against whoever, if it was the Pacers or like OKC in finals, I think it would have been the viewership would have been crazy,
skyrocketed. You would have had an underdog story. You would have had a magic carpet
since 73.
Yeah, bro.
That was the last time we won a chip,
bro. You know what it is, though? The reason why I'm okay with them firing is some coaches can't get you over. Some coaches are good at building it, but they can't get over that huddle. They can't get over that hurdle. Yeah, I think it's that. I think, first of all, Tom Thibodeau only overplays his players. That's no secret. And he don't play the young guys at all. So, and a lot of them players, if you watch that series, he's running his offense through Brunson only.
Oh, literally only Brunson.
And the dude is fatigued. You got options. You have Cat. That bench, first of all, that New York bench is lethal. The only reason we caught up that 20-point explosion in the fourth is because Brunson was benched because of foul trouble.
Yo, but Cat
came through with the 20 jump.
Bro, he had 0 points. He had like 4 points the whole fucking literally the whole game. Fourth quarter, like that shit, he was like up by like 20 points.
I'm saying, bro.
Like it's crazy.
Sometimes you got to make certain adjustments to and I think hopefully they go for the Denver coach. They go for Mike Malone
because we got to see.
He already knows what it's like to get there. You know what I mean? He knows what it's like to win. Because he's the coach that won the ring for Denver in like 2021 or something like 2023. So I don't know. The NBA, they're not rigging the games like they used to. Bro.
Nah, I don't know what's going on, bro. It's a big heartbreaking defeat though. I can say that.
Yeah, I was sick.
I was devastated, sick, bro.
Me too. I was sick.
Yo, but right now it's baseball season though.
Facts.
We got Yanks. I'm rooting for my Mets though. I'm sorry.
I said Yanks, now I saw your hat. I was like, damn, why I say that?
Bro, you fucked up.
Yeah, Yanks. I'm a Yankee nigga. My pops was a Yankee nigga.
I'm both, bro. But I can't say you can't say that. You can't be a fan of both.
Somebody tell me that. I'm like, yo, you don't pay my bills, bro. Leave me alone.
Jokingly.
Yeah, facts.
But I feel like I'm more of this house is more of a Mets fan.
Said in this house, we're the Mets.
This is Mets, bro.
Okay, I respect it.
But I love my Yankees though. Like if either team is about to win, I'll take either one.
Yeah, I don't know. Your fan base, y'all be wilding when you see when we lose. Y'all be like,
nah, the Yankees be wilding, bro.
I'm glad we talk about this. This is the real controversy right here.
The Yankees are toxic as fuck.
Nah, it's y'all.
No, bro.
Oh my.
You've been to a Yankees game?
Mm-hmm.
Bro, toxic.
We are some of the worst people on earth.
Bro, terrible, bro.
I agree.
Phillies too. Phillies got a terrible fan base as well.
Oh my gosh. Anything that has to do with PA, Boston.
Terrible.
Boston Celtics fan base?
No, I was having that conversation with you.
Pulling up with the Klansmen, John.
Celtics, Eagles fans? Yo, Eagles fans I think are the worst.
Shout out my cousin Mikey. He's a diehard Eagles fan, bro.
I fucking hate the Eagles, bro.
The Eagles, I don't know. I'm not really a football guy, to be honest. Like, I never really was into it. But anytime the Eagles lose, I'll be like, I FaceTime. I'm like, yeah! Just because I don't know what's going on.
I don't know if you ever see, though, but when they win, bro, they be just destroying their city, bro.
That
shit turns into Gotham City, literally.
Yeah, Philly's already dangerous.
That shit is already cooked, but that shit becomes...
doubling the murder rate. Like, yeah, let's wild out. That's what's going to happen if the Knicks win a chip.
Oh, yeah, no, it's New York City.
People are going to die.
New York City is gonna turn up.
You seen the Batman, the one with Robert Pattinson?
Yeah.
When the city got flooded, that's exactly what New York's going to look like, bro.
Yo, I could see that though.
Yeah, bro. Real
talk. That shit would be
the Soto situation.
Oh, bro, don't even get me started.
I just felt like I don't know, bro. Like I don't know.
What was it? 300 mil?
7,
right?
700 million. Y'all got some deep pockets.
I mean, if we're gonna talk pockets though, the Yankees always buy their best. Every time after the end of the season, they're buying like the best players the next.
Facts.
So
New York is always and will always have probably one of the deepest market teams. It's New York.
But they're saying like right now, like top 3 is looking like LA again, Yankees and Mets too. Like those are like the top 3 right now, like best
teams as
of right now. Yeah,
I like that. We lost to the Red Sox.
So we gotta see because last year we got mad close.
Facts.
With the Yankees and Dodgers, bro. That was literally...
Listen, we need an answer for LA. We beefing with each other. There's the real options over there. Like, bro, LA, that white boy, what's his name? Hitting missiles. And Ohtani, too.
Yeah, no, Ohtani is insane.
He's a gambler.
Is he actually?
He's super gambler. You saw he got in trouble for... It's like a controversy. He got super in trouble. I don't know what he did.
Damn, I actually did not know that.
I probably shouldn't be saying none of this. Shout out Ohtani, though. We gotta hit the blackjack tables.
You a betting guy?
Nah, hell nah.
Nah?
Nope. I don't like losing bread.
Never been on FanDuel?
Mm-mm.
That's my shit.
I just feel like, for what? I'm about to bet $1, make 9. I'm gonna get addicted and then bet everything I love.
I had the same mentality, but you need to know how to control yourself with how much
I don't.
Oh, if it's hard, then yeah, you can't. It's not for you.
Bro, I have an addictive personality, bro.
Yeah, you're gonna go through like your whole bank account.
I might go through someone else's account. Like I'm wailing. Like I'm gonna spend everything. Like I don't know. I never saw nobody game. I'm good at poker though, and 21.
I'm terrible at poker. So I'm good at 21.
Yeah, you feel me?
But I'm not good at poker. I was trying to learn it, but that shit it takes a while. I feel
Yeah.
For me, at least, like I don't know what the fuck I was doing.
Honestly, I'm gonna get a poker table. I've been meaning to have a poker night for a minute. I'm gonna have one.
Do that. I'm there for that.
You gotta pull up.
I'm there for that.
Pull ups, poker, cigars. I'm gonna get chips. I'm not gonna bet real money because
Nah, we'll just bet fucking
chips, bro.
Chips, bro.
That's it. Chips and snacks. I'm gonna get one of my homegirls to dress up like one of the sexy dealers.
Just lay out the cards for
My
us.
mother is not gonna like that.
Oh my god.
I'm gonna do it anyway though. Like
We could do a 21 on that.
I'm saying,
We could do 21.
I'm getting a domino table soon. So
that was my plan for the that literally like that was my plan right now for the summer. I wanted to get a domino table.
Just
my other little side thing that my little project I was working on is I said in the last episode, but I'm trying to get a DJ set soon. That's my next that's my summer little like new hobby right now. This and that.
I like
this
that.
and that.
DJing is fire, bro.
That shit is mad fun.
Oh, dude.
Seeing that is just like I'd rather be in that than in the club.
You ever been to Boiler Room?
Yo, everyone's been Jerron went not too long ago, I think.
First of all, Jerron is everywhere, bro.
Yo, I share like probably like I think like half the location with all those guys, bro. Like half my location, and that dude's icon is always in Williamsburg, bro. Always.
You could look at Jerron's location. He'll be in Scandinavia,
bro.
And then the next day he'll be like back in the hood. I'm like, how did you even do that?
Yo, bro. Yo, you missed like the last 3 like NBA nights, bro.
I did. I missed the last. I'm sorry,
bro. You
got me on camera. I got me on camera. You caught me. Yeah.
I had to call you out.
I got you.
I had to call you out,
bro. My job be giving me 2 to 10 shifts, bro.
Damn.
I get out at 10. I'm coming to the game night.
That shit's already done.
Y'all niggas is like, yo. I feel like I'd be disrespectful, so I'm like, I'm going to sleep. Like,
duh, bro. I saw your name 3 times in the
group Evite.
I'm
sorry, everybody.
You gotta apologize.
I'm a serial baiter. If you know me, and I tell you one thing, I gotta start keeping my word when it comes to the link ups. It's just, I'm emotional, bro. I be going through stuff. I'm lying. I be baiting up. I'm gonna take full accountability. I'm sorry,
a grown man, bro. You gotta take full accountability.
He said, yo, bro. This is what we going through. I didn't know this was like deep. This is court. I'm getting interrogated.
Yo, we started off good though.
Oh yeah.
We're in the hour 32 though.
Word?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yo, all my episodes, I don't think I've been under an hour. Maybe 1. But like they've all been like
that's good. That's good.
We got a lot of people get like nervous. They're like, yo, like I feel like we've only been doing this for like 20 minutes. I'm like, nah, it's
been an hour and 32.
Hour and 30, almost 2.
I like that. Yeah, we could chat. We vibing though. Like
I'm chilling, bro.
I'm laid back.
I told you that like I kept baiting, but I told you I was gonna make it happen, bro.
Oh, absolutely.
I told you I was gonna make it happen.
Absolutely.
Jerron was fiending for this, bro.
Really?
Because when we shot it, we were just like finishing up. He was like, "Yo, Caleb wants to be on. Like, you fuck with Caleb?" I'm like, "Yo, I fuck with him. I just haven't spoke to him in years, literally." Bro. So I was like, "Yeah, let's do it."
It's been a minute. Yeah, bro. I'm glad I'm here. Like, just being a part.
I'm gonna be honest, bro. I didn't think you fucked with me like that back in the day.
Nah, everyone says that, and
bro,
you know what's crazy?
He's got he has you have a look like you just don't give a fuck, or you just like
everybody says that. Bro.
You have a look like you don't care, or you just don't want to be bothered.
I'm sorry.
No disrespect.
It's just my face, guys. I promise I'm a really nice guy. Like, you're part of my language too. It's just, bro.
All jokes aside, though.
It's true though. I don't know if you get that a lot at my job.
I get that too. Everyone's like, "Yo, you look mad, bro." I'm like, "Nah, I'm just chilling."
I have a very oomph to my personality, to who I am. And when I was young, I didn't notice. And my face is, I'm an intense person. I'm very passionate. That's just me. Like, if you could describe me in one word, it'd be passion. About everything. The Knicks, a domino game, a phone call. I tell people all the time, if I'm not yelling, that's a problem. So sometimes I come up, sometimes, you know what it is too, sometimes I don't be knowing how to say certain things. Like, I'm a very direct individual. So sometimes I'm just quiet because
Your delivery, you feel like your delivery may be off.
Some people might feel that the way I come off is offensive, or they might feel like I'm coming at them because I'm very direct.
That's probably the vibe a lot of people get, I think. But there's nothing wrong with that, though.
Listen, I'm a blunt dude. You gotta deal with that.
You're just a passionate ass dude. There's nothing wrong.
I'm like my daddy. My dad's the same way. My dad's, it's my face too. Like, I just have a very blank.
Just serious look.
Yeah, but once you get past that, I'm actually very warm and down to earth. Like, people I love, I go 110 for them. Like, if you genuine, but also too, I also spot people a lot. I have a very good eye how to read certain individuals.
Yeah.
And I think certain people don't like the fact that I can see through them.
A lot of people don't know how to do that. I pick up on people, like read people.
It's just, when this tells me something's wrong with you, bro, something's off, I'm not going to sit there and try and convince myself to like you. And I'm not going to convince myself for you to like me either.
Yeah.
Like, I am what I am.
You shouldn't have to change how you act around someone, bro. Don't do that.
I make the world adapt to me.
You have to. That shit is mad corny if you force yourself to, like, you know, feel wanted or like, you know, have someone like you for that.
Yeah, bro.
That shit is whack.
It's whack, and it's not cool. And I feel like I'm just very authentic too. Like, I'm a very what you see is what you get. There's no like multifaceted. Like,
yeah, it's not. It's
just Caleb. Like, you feel me? So I would never feel like that. I felt like you was cool. I just didn't know you because I know you was cool with Brandon. That, like, the Arrow 404 era. Like,
oh my god, bro.
That's when I remember your face the most.
That's crazy.
And that's when I, like, my original memory of you is from that era. So, and you know, I wasn't as good. That's another thing. I've worked a lot on my social skills.
That was like what? That was high school.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, I'm back then. For even me, bro, I was mad fucking shy, mad scared to talk to people.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't have thought the same thing.
Yeah, but it's all love, bro. And now that we have this,
but this really opened really opened the gates.
It's gonna be a good summer. We definitely linking up. Like,
the poker night's happening.
Facts.
We're doing the poker night,
and we might have to YouTube.
I'll bring the mics.
We might have to. Yeah, bro. Nah, that's just who I am. Like, also, I don't like certain people.
I'm gonna be honest. I don't like people either, but for what I do, I feel like, not to say I force myself, but you have to, if you feel like you find someone that you could talk to and like this, like have a conversation with, that's all that matters.
Yeah,
it's lit. Doesn't matter what the fuck you are. What you look like.
I feel like
if you're a dope person,
if you cool. Like,
let's have a conversation.
If we click, we click. If we don't, we don't. I feel like too. Like, I get along with everyone. I may have like a very intense personality, but I don't really start problems with people. So if you have a problem with me, that's your fault. That's how I look at it. Like, that's your fault. That's what it was like in high school too. I was a little bit more arrogant. I feel like I'm a lot less cocky.
You feel like you were very cocky back in the day?
Oh my gosh. Anybody who went to high school with me, I'm not apologizing at all. I'm not. But I would say that I was a very cocky, prideful type of person. I really didn't care about anybody but myself.
High school is also a different vibe. Like, everyone is also trying to be someone they're not. You act in a certain way.
Also, I went to a school. I had 7 people in my grade. Like, I went to a private school with nobody in it, bro. It was in a basement under a church. When the Netflix series comes out, I'm gonna be in the joint like this. And everybody who went to, I don't want to say the name. I don't know if I should, but anybody who went there always like, oh, I had the worst time. It was this, it was that. But it was a movie. It wasn't everybody's cup of tea, but that school was probably one of the greatest things that ever happened to me because, you know, Elmont back then was OD. And I feel like the type of person it
changed a lot, bro. I feel like it's OD now.
Really?
Yo,
I've been hearing that a lot lately.
Some of these kids be wildin', bro. Like, I think it's worse than what we...
It's worse than before?
Yeah,
I heard somebody say that. Somebody's mom was saying that.
Yeah, it's worse than what it was before, I think. I think social media and like the phones has really fucked it up.
Frying these kids.
Yeah.
Well, play if you want, young bucks, but if you see me, leave me alone because that's not a good place to be at. Y'all need to go back to school. Y'all need to pick up a book. That's my theory. They not reading. They don't know how to read.
Nah,
bro.
no one's reading these days.
I read a lot. I love reading.
That's good.
I read everything. I'm reading a book called Sun and Steel right now. It's about a philosopher that talked about how sometimes intellectual pursuits kind of erode the other process, which is working out, and how your mind is also your body. And if you don't take care of your body, your mind's health is not going to be good either. And that connection between those two things, the mind and the body. And I'm really loving it. I'm having like a warrior summer right now. Like, that's what I'm calling it.
I feel like I've been seeing that on your gram, bro. You've been in that this like monk type of also warrior type of vibe, bro. Yeah. I've been getting that from you.
Yeah, bro. Just in the crib, working on my chi.
Just locked in.
I started doing Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. I used to do MMA in high school.
Word?
Yeah, so these hands is definitely...
That was lethal.
Certified. I could definitely fight. But people don't fight no more, which is unfortunate.
Nah, people don't fight. I feel like... And the people that do, they either got a gun, knife, and some corny-ass shit.
That's not good. Stop the violence. I'm not going to say anything else. Stop the violence. But so I'm getting back into it. I feel like a whole lot of part of me was missing when I wasn't doing it because of dedicating yourself to the art. And I don't know, like now that I'm back doing it again, it just feels good to discipline my body. Knowing how to defend yourself is really important. As a man, putting yourself through physical stress is the most important thing in the world.
I feel like even if you're out with a shorty, you can't fight, or like someone says something slick to your girl, you got to put up hands.
You feel me? Nah, I'm going to see how she react. She entertain it. Bye.
Yeah, I feel like if they entertain it or they provoke or they start it. I see. Yeah, I'm definitely out. I'm letting you give.
I told the shorty that. She was like, "Oh, if she say something," I said no. Why? I didn't do nothing. You putting me in danger, right? I had to explain to her like, what you don't understand is you running your mouth and he does something to me. You don't understand how many people that know me and love me. Now you gonna put me in danger off of you not being able to just... No, that sounds a little crazy. I would never tell a woman to be quiet. Yo, I'm getting canceled, bro. Everybody was telling me, Caleb,
you're good.
Don't get canceled.
But if you're getting canceled, my shit's gonna get canceled. It's not you.
We had one good run. We went viral for one day. Like, that was it.
No, I've seen...
Just in general, forget women. Stay quiet. Not everything deserves a reaction.
But I feel like people have done worse on other podcasts, other shows. I said way more outrageous things.
Yeah, word. Women and
misogyny. If you want to dive into some of those,
I would love to talk about that. I feel like people are fried, but
people are fried.
The women's like the feminism and what it's doing to masculinity nowadays.
Oh, so this is we could dive into this if you want.
If you want, I'm dead, bro.
This is gonna be like another hour or so if we're gonna talk about this.
Let's do it. I'm with it. You feel me? Is that Chris Monsanti?
Yo, how'd you know?
Because I bang with you. Like, I'm telling you.
That's my shit.
Eyebrows. Like, the eyebrows, the hair.
Yo.
I was about to... Can I show the camera?
Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
Yo, I knew it, bro. Shout out to the Sopranos.
Yo, that was a gift.
Wow, that's beautiful. I got Michael Corleone, and I'm trying to get Madara Uchiha in the Susanoo form. He was like this. I'm trying to get that one.
I think that episode, though, when he's going in to get when he goes into the bakery.
And he beat Boy up behind the counter. He shot
But he shoots him in the foot.
Yeah. Sopranos is a great show. Back to misogyny.
Yeah, go ahead. So feminism is ruining masculinity.
Nah, men are ruining masculinity. Feminism's just fanning the fire, though.
Because I've heard feminism is also ruining masculinity.
Feminism only becomes a problem when it turns from feminine empowerment to now male disempowerment. That's when it becomes an issue. First of all, my mother's a super achiever, type A woman, career driven. I'm supposed to be not like that? Now, she be getting me tight.
I wouldn't want to put my mom on blast, but it's very similar to something that your mom does. Like, she a grown woman. She can do whatever the fuck she wants.
You gotta fall in line with that. But I don't have a problem with that.
Yeah.
It's when you start to think. Martin Luther King has a quote where it's like, if you become like your oppressor, you're not really free. So if men are, you see, because this is the thing, right? We hate masculine attributes. competition, the ego, ambition, going after what you want, doing for self, right? But then when a woman takes on those traits, we applaud her for being a girl boss. So when the man has the traits, it's inherently evil and wrong. But when the woman has the traits, now it's let's celebrate
praise,
her. And I think women should be celebrated.
Yeah.
I have a friend who just gave birth, and I watched her go through so much, like what a woman has to go through to bring another life into this. Dude, if men could give birth, we would go extinct.
Oh, it'd be clipped.
Nobody's doing that.
Nah.
You feel me? And I don't want to say that that's discounting all the women who have ambitious careers. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying that women are very powerful and they have great power, but men are powerful too. And it's okay to be proud as a man. You know, it's okay to be masculine. There's nothing wrong or inherently wrong with masculinity.
I feel like my fault. I just want to add to that, but I feel like now it's like the opposite. Like now it's to the point where being too masculine is an issue, or being masculine is an issue. I feel. What would would you agree?
I agree, because masculinity is deemed as a threat.
Yeah.
But the thing is here's what happened, right? In the 50s, we got a whole bunch of dudes who came back from war, and they were savages.
No, of course, bro.
You don't make dinner, he's breaking your skull against the stove. That's not funny, but it's like, it's real life. He's suplexing you through the jaw because he's fried. Like, the war fried boy. So now it's the next generation of young men. They don't want to be like their dads.
Yeah.
His dad was too aggressive, too selfish, too violent. Now you have 2 and 3 generations removed, and now the man is docile and weak. And that's what I think the real issue is.
But some of those traits have kind of passed over. Not like the ones you just described, like talking about savage and beating the fuck out of. I'm not talking like that.
Yeah.
But I mean like masculine as in like there's certain roles that I think we have that I think, you know, as much as we want to say, oh, but you know, a woman could do it too. It's, of course, I think you can. No one's saying you can't.
Yeah.
But it's just I think there's certain roles that I feel like is expected of just men in society to just have.
Yeah.
You know, whether it's fucking, you got a flat or building some shit or something that involves, you know, your hands or something that involves like a masculine type of job.
Yeah.
I feel like, you know, that is something that we, it's just, I think, expected for us.
Yeah.
You know?
And I think,
but where do you feel like the red pill shit started?
I mean, it's just an answer to what, you know, the feminism movement. And they're the same. The core of the red pill movement is men are the victims of women. And the core of the feminism movement is women are the victims of men. So now you have 2 of the exact same movements talking about, no, we're subject to women. No, we're subject to men. You know, the patriarchy, the world is built for men, by men, and all this other stuff. And that is further from the truth. Or men start wars and women and children have died from wars, but more men have died from war than any woman, man, or any woman or child ever. Like, you have to understand that, yes, masculinity is dangerous, but there has to be men that are among us that are good and have character. That's the problem. We're not teaching men how to have character anymore, how to have principles and virtues and morals and say yes or no. You have to have that, because there are some of us men, who don't have that, who are just pure evil.
Yeah.
They're born that way.
Yeah.
And what are we to do? Are we going to let them? This is how war starts. So we're just going to let these guys take over our stuff, rape our wives, destroy all this?
You need guys to combat that.
We got to go to war.
And you know, it sucks that it happens, but you need men like that.
Absolutely.
I feel like now, even our generation, very little of that shit.
Yeah, bro.
It's like by like the slim. Like I don't even know a lot of guys like that. Maybe I can count like maybe 6, 7.
See, I felt like, and that's another thing. America's concept of masculinity is just based on what? What success you could amass, how many muscles you have. That don't make you a man at all. I be telling girls, right? Oh, you're a provider, you're gonna buy me everything, right? And I'll be like, are you gonna do everything I say? And she's like, oh, nah. I'm like,
have you Have you seen a lot of these podcasts? I don't know if you like they go deep on like red pill.
Yeah. I've
all
seen
that
them.
shit.
I've seen most of them. Against my will.
Yeah, like like you got, but even like the corny ones, like you got fucking what's that one? He there's like a doll in the background. I think his name is like Andrew Wilson or some shit.
Oh, that's I'm about to bring up the legendary bald energy, Mr. Andrew Tizzy.
Oh, that
his
one,
brother. But no, but so what?
I mean, we can go into that one. We can go into that one too.
Could.
But what I was gonna say with that one is like you have a lot of like those guys like explaining like the core issue of like femininity, feminism and masculinity. And I don't know. I feel like it's something that I feel like it needs to be taught, but
absolutely
it's not taught in the right way.
And masculinity in itself can be harmless when you're teaching that it's all about power, control, domination, aggression, and selfishness.
Yeah.
When it's actually discipline.
A lot
it's
of
keeping your word.
Yeah.
It's saying what you're going to do and doing it. You want to know why she doesn't trust you or respect you? Because you don't even respect your own word. So how do you get this girl to respect you and you want her to respect you and you don't even respect what you got to say? That's what masculinity is. It's a way of life. It's a discipline. This is something that you'll never reach as far as mastery, but you get better at it every day. The art of being a man. And that's the thing. Some men are bad men, but they're not bad at being men. You feel what I'm saying? Yeah. Prison is full of alpha males. But where are they? What are they doing? So you have to have, that's the part of us. Aggression, domination. You need to have all those traits because the only thing that could stop a man is another man. And it's just a reality. There are some men who are bad. And you need good men who are capable of great violence to hold the line. And certain things are worth fighting for. Freedom is one of them. The ability to complain about your society lets you know that you are doing just fine. Because once they take away your right to complain, that's when you have an issue. The fact that you could speak up about your country.
Say whatever you want, talk shit.
Have a podcast.
Right.
If we were in one of those countries where it was really like that, we'd be in the crib making buttons, bro. off of government beer.
That would be in jail already if we even tried doing this.
I would be super locked up. I have trouble with authority, so like I would be super locked up. Like,
yeah, I feel like that's another thing. I feel like we don't take even like with all the if we're gonna get really political, fuck it.
Let's do it. We hit every topic.
I haven't even dove into this like at all because this is like one of the things. One of my friends told me, she was like, I don't think you should ever like get too political yet. Like you're not at that channel yet, but I feel like this is the episode.
Let's do it.
But going adding to that, I feel like that even with despite all the crazy shit that's going on currently in the history of this place, to some degree, it's still. We could say, dude, we're pretty much free to do whatever and say, you don't have to worry about the government getting involved in your life as much as you think it is or as much as they do.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like we don't see how privileged we are in most cases,
Mm-hmm.
Not saying everything's perfect, it's not.
Nope. But
we're pretty privileged.
Absolutely. Absolutely. To be born in America, you've got a mile long head start before everyone else. Why is it, right? That when we take advantage of the system to gain and further our progression, we're seen as capitalists or people who have too much ambition, but other people come all over the world. They come here, and we could talk about the border situation, but forget that. They come here and they make something of themselves.
Yeah.
They live amazing, and they do better than some of the Americans that have been living here their whole life.
Already been here, yeah.
Why? Because that just goes to show that even though our country's messed up, the system works. Because this is the only place in the world where you can become whatever you want.
But the people who are successful and who make it like that, for them the system works, but it doesn't benefit the people who are struggling from it.
See, I don't believe that.
You don't think so?
No.
So then the people who are struggling, how do you respond to that then?
Yes, it's a lack of education. It's a lack of funding. It's a lack of so many different variable factors. There's no one trick answer to that, because if there was, we would have solved the problem.
Yeah.
However, I will say this, that the success is ultimately upon the individual. The outcome of an individual's life is on the individual. It's not on the government. It's not on the people. It's not on your friends, your family, your bros, your girl. It's on you. No matter where you start in life, that isn't your fault. But where you end up is your responsibility. And I believe that if we go around telling people, I'm affected by the system, I'm affected by this, I'm affected by that, you take away the one thing that makes humanity significant, the spirit of humanity, the willingness to not be overcome by our circumstances. Because if everybody thought like that, how many advancements in society we wouldn't have? Our ability to overcome what has been thrown at us is what makes humanity. Man can't fish, so he builds a fishing rod. Man can't fly, so he builds a plane. Man cannot hunt like the other animals, so he builds a spear. He fashions himself a spear off of sticks he found and hunts. You teach a man to fish. You give a man a fish, you feed him for a day. You teach a man to fish, you feed him for a lifetime. And I believe that I'm not saying that those issues don't exist, that the system is flawed, because it is.
Yeah.
And it needs work. But what I'm saying is if we go into it with the mindset that it's the job of the government for our future and well-being, then we're in a serious problem. Because the government...
Well, then we're fucked. Because...
not to cut you off,
go.
The government is nothing but a group of individuals, just like you and me, with very real human motivations. And you want to give them more influence? It doesn't make sense. You want to rely. I think a lot of people just want to have illnesses. Everybody just like this whole thing, like, I want to be mentally ill so people could see me. And it's like, with somebody who has a mother who's worked with people with real mental illnesses, where bipolar disorder and she's trying to kill her mother, like things like that, you'll know, oh, nah, I don't got that.
Yeah.
I don't got that.
I feel like there is a big, I feel like what we see now, there's a big issue with like this victim mentality.
Exactly.
A lot of it. And that goes in. I don't know where it's like stemming from. I don't know where it's stemmed from, but we do see a lot of that now.
This generation loves self-pity.
And it's like, yeah, and I don't know what is going on. But like going back to the question though, it's like then, so yeah, there's flaws in the system, but then your opinion, what are ways to combat it? Because, you know, let's say it's race, it's sex, gender, it's all this shit that, you know, we're constantly seeing on the news, you know. Let's say it's toxic masculinity that people want to say, you know, feminism.
Yeah.
What is the answer to fixing the system if it's so flawed? Healthcare. I mean, that's another another big one.
They clap somebody over that.
So
they clap boy over that.
You know what I mean? So it's definitely fucked.
Yeah.
But for the people it's working for,
it's working for them.
Working for them where they're good. They're not thinking of it. But the people who are obviously struggling, you know, do you feel like it's just lack of education?
I think it's multiple things. My first thing is this. We have to understand that we're not going to ever end racism. We're never going to end poverty. We are never going to end those things. Those things are never going to end. That is the way the world works. But we can always make an effort to improve not only the lives of others, but ourselves, right? And how I think there is no one-shot answer. How do you end homelessness?
Yeah,
how do you end poverty? It's such a global issue.
It's a silly question that you can't answer with just, you know, do this.
You can't answer it because the circumstances of one's poverty is unique to the individual. Now, you have a group of 30 million people afflicted with poverty. Then what? What we need to do is revamp the processes of the system itself, right? For example, the border issue. Why does it take people 70 years to get citizenships, right? You wouldn't have this clogging issue if we actually made a better process for people to get in here legally and revamped it. See, we're improving. We need more soldiers. That's putting a Band-Aid. See, you know what's funny? Nobody cares about a leak in a ship until the boat's underwater. Understand? We had these issues. And we're always going to have these issues. But instead of us coming with a Band-Aid, we need to start addressing the symptoms. What are the symptoms? What's the border crisis really about? People are coming from other countries to come live here in droves. What does that tell us about the rest of the world? What's going on in the global landscape that everybody wants to come to America? Because it's the land of opportunity. And we've branded ourselves like that. Yeah. So who are we to tell somebody that they can't come here because they can't have a piece of the pie, but they have to come here legally. Okay, right. But what are we going to do to improve that process? Are we going to make more centers where people could stay and sleep at? Let's build a center where we have hundreds of these people living in a community, waiting and get them clean, get them food, get them resources. Let's build a center instead of sending 85,000 soldiers to one place to shoot at people who don't even have guns. It doesn't make sense. Same thing with healthcare, right? Healthcare is a price. See, another thing about, and this is where I say about capitalism, is that sometimes it could become vampiric. It could be vampires coming in and healthcare, right? This guy killed the CEO because he couldn't get whatever. I mean, that's what we know so far.
Yeah.
You know, there's theories and all that.
Yeah,
but,
it's gone into conspiracy theories. It's all over the place.
Yeah, you feel me? But let's talk about the system of healthcare and how it's a privatized business. So what does that mean? That it's only incentivized to profit, not helping people who are sick. And that's the issue. That we've become so incentivized by profit and self-gain that we forgot that there are people that are in need. And I believe that business is actually a form of being humanitarian because you're analyzing the needs of a community and serving those needs at reasonable prices. Only it becomes bad when now it's, I need to gain and others lose.
Yeah, it turns into corporate greed and all that, and I want it all for myself.
Exactly.
Which is literally, I feel like the whole system, most of it. Like it's fucking everybody.
But you want to know something? And this is what everybody says, like the system is this foreign object in the middle of nowhere. The system is us. And that means that we would have to take a good hard look at ourselves and what human nature really is. But they don't want to do that. Let's just continue to blame the system. So we can place accountability on this random object in this random abstract concept.
This entity or whatever it is.
The system, the Illuminati, the this, the that.
The government.
When it's you. You can't change the world. But what about you going to your neighbor and asking him if he needs any food? What about you going down the block and volunteering at your local store? Stop trying to fix the issues in the White House and focus on what you can do in your community. Because if we have 1 million people helping their community, I promise you everything would change. Everything. From the produce to everything. Why? Because we're no longer trying to solve this invisible global issue that nobody has answers for because it's too big to get to bring down the problems. Instead, help your fellow man. You have more empathy for an animal or somebody across the states and the sticks. We could talk about the issues of the Middle East and all that, and you know that's a different one. You feel me? But you empathy for your fellow man.
Yeah,
the people who look just like you who live right next door. How about you help them? And by helping them, they help them, and they help them, and they help them, and that's how we make real progress. By putting our boots to the ground. Everybody could see this is where the issue lies. Is that this generation likes to talk about solutions, but we don't have anybody putting boots on the ground to actually execute. Everything's a good idea, and that's what I don't like about college and all these intellectuals. Like, you have all these great ideas in your intellectual ivory tower of wherever it is, but when anybody asks you how you practically solve the issue, you don't have an answer. Because it's easy to think through your problems, but to solve them with action is a completely different thing. So that's what I think we can improve at, man. People have to start taking initiative to improve it. If they don't, it'll just be an argument on Twitter. Because you people don't really want to help. Because you helping requires you to get off your MacBook and go out there.
Yeah.
But nobody wants to do that. Why? When you could just look like a victim on Twitter and just be like, oh,
But I feel like that's a lot of people though, and I feel like it's the victim mentality. It's also like I feel like it's our generation. There's no. I feel like it kind of goes back to like, you know, people just wanting that status of just like, oh, I said it, someone should do it. I'm pointing out the problems, but someone else should do it. Nobody wants to actually do it. No one wants to take accountability for it. You know, I feel like it kind of goes for like, you know, the government, like you said, like pointing fingers at the system. Let's say pointing fingers at the president, pointing fingers at this. When in reality, I feel like it starts where you live. It starts at the community.
Because change requires you to look in the mirror, and nobody wants to do that.
but we can agree though there are flaws though. Let's say let's say there's a system, right? This patriarchy.
Yeah.
You know, there definitely are flaws. I guess the only way really is just what then? We unite, we help one another as much as we can, because really me and you really don't have any control what goes on, like wherever, like the shit, all the major crisis issues. We can't really do anything.
No,
besides,
that's the problem. It's that type of thinking.
You think so?
We can't do anything. If we keep thinking that, nothing's gonna get done. Yes, I agree that I think there's a plenty of flaws. The whole patriarchy thing in general, even though I don't know, people just hate men nowadays, and I don't know for what reason. I just got here. Like, what did I do? My thing is this: like, there are flaws, but what's gonna help us is us sitting down and coming up with solutions and executing those. Masculinity is different because this is something a tradition that's existed for thousands and thousands of years. And first of all, in order to come up with a solution, we have to come up with a goal. Everybody spots problems out, but nobody has any ambition to do what do we need to do? What are the goals? People have to start setting clear goals and guidelines of what a man should look like, and we live by them. That's how you solve the patriarchy issue. You create bylaws that a man should be following, like that we had, but we had to undo them because of all the other nonsense that comes around. That's what happens in society. We have a tradition. We say, I don't think we need it anymore because we don't see the problems that it solved. Then we abandon it. Society ascends into chaos, and then we bring tradition back and say, well, I'm glad we avoided that. And that happens in every
cycle
society. So in order for us to solve these problems, people have to sit down and analyze, where are we going? A good leader, that's the word. Lead means to guide someone to our destination. And what does our destination look like? Nobody can describe it. You sit down and say, well, how do we fix the system? What system? Fix. Define fix. How do you improve? There's so many variables that I can't give to you right now because how do we fix healthcare? I don't know. But let's find a guy who knows about healthcare. Let's ask him a million questions. Okay? See, that's the thing. There's so many crises going on, but we can't do nothing about it. We got a podcast. Okay, if 3 people watch it, cool, but we touch 3 people. Never underestimate what the power you can do by taking action, because it's called the butterfly effect. You touch that, and you might create ripples. You might inspire millions off of, just like this podcast when we go viral, but you might inspire millions of people by just you clicking upload. You don't know what you might be able to do until you just go out and set out to do it. That's my whole theory on the situation.
Yeah, no, I agree. I also feel like it's, I guess, having that mindset of, like, you know, it's what could we do, because it's, you know, it sounds like it's so small compared to like all the other shit, but it's true, like you say, like there's a lot you can do, and it starts by just helping the people right next to you.
Exactly. And you know what it is? You know what I think? It's easy to be. I think being nihilistic and being bitter and cynical is a form of cowardice. I think
I agree.
You're hitting this plateau of, well, there's nothing we can do. You're a coward. And I'm not saying that to anybody, but I'm just saying that's a form of cowardice. What do you mean? You're telling me that people who don't you have to believe. It starts all in the mind. I was in Houston and there was a writing under the bridge, and it said this. It said the attainment of anything begins in the mind. It's a random quote on some random bridge, but that's what you see when you're the chosen one. But but my thing is this, like, that I live by that you have to have hope. It's easy to be hopeless. It's easy to be depressed. It's easy to be self-pity, but to have faith, to have hope, to be able to understand that maybe it's raining today, but the sun may come out eventually. That's where all the magic is at. And that's where all the power is at. And I think that's the job of the whoever, to eliminate our ability to have hope. Because think about it, right? Let's talk about the war in the Middle East. Not the new one that's going on, but the old one, right? How is it that these guys who didn't have any military equipment were able to fight us off for 20 years when we had the most elite military in the world? Because they were willing to die for what they believed in. That's why. That the power of belief is the single most powerful thing you can have as an individual. they were willing to die. These guys were in chancletas and Kobe jerseys with big sticks, fighting trained military. And they were fighting, and they were holding us off because they were willing to believe. It takes courage to have faith. It takes courage to believe, to step out in faith and say, you know what? This is what I believe in. This is what I'm standing for. But nobody wants to do that because it's easy to play. Oh, there's no hope.
Yeah.
You can't.
The victimhood.
Exactly.
Save it for somebody else to do, or.
And you want to know why? Because then it avoids you taking accountability for your own failures. Playing the victim allows you to blame outside circumstances for why you didn't go where you were supposed to. That's why people play the victim. It's not because maybe they do. Maybe you do have some sort of victim mentality, and that's got to work on that. But that is so that you could say, well, it wasn't me. It was that. And that protects the ego. That protects your ego to say, nah, it was you. You had all the chance to become anything and everything you ever wanted, but you didn't pull the trigger. Because you're too scared to admit that you were afraid. It's fear. And it's not even the fear itself. It's the fear of what could be. I think people are more scared of what they could be than they are of what is. Because you taking that chance, that choice to be something other than what you know, that causes you to rebuild an entire new identity. And people don't want to do that.
Because they're comfortable.
Exactly.
They're comfortable where they're at.
Comfort is the enemy of progress. And you can't get comfortable. Sometimes you see God have you in a season of your life where you're slow and you're taking your time. But to get complacent, it's like goo. And the next thing you know, 5 years, 6 years, 1 year becomes 2 years, 2 years becomes 3 years, 3 years become 10 years. Now you're 32, overdrafted on FanDuel, super gambler. You're drunk, and you wonder where did all that time go? Like guys who peaked in high school.
There's a lot of those, bro. I knew a lot. I knew mad people I feel like that, and they just.
It's ugly. It's an ugly place to be.
It's not good. What do you feel like is the lack of that? What do you feel like they missed on?
I think it really is peaking. Like
you just maxed out.
You got too lit.
You maxed out your attributes too early.
Yeah, like you no. What it is some people. Oh, I'm so sorry. Some people will settle for the temporary respect and sell themselves short for what they could be in the future. Like, I know some guys who peaked in high school.
Yeah.
They'll settle for the idea and the image of them being the man in high school and live that because they know that if you had to go further, you'd have to start back at zero again. So you live in that ego and that image so that you can continue to feel like the man. It's like you'll settle for feeling like that person amongst your peers when out in the real world, you're really nobody. That's why I think people peak in high school. And they're also afraid to step out.
Step out of your comfort zone.
Yeah, bro.
There's a lot of that.
It's OD.
We touched some good topics. I like it.
Yeah, boy. We haven't even started with movies. Like, I feel like...
I feel like the first like whole hour was just like, it was needed though.
Yeah,
it was needed.
What are we at, 2 now?
2:13. We can keep going. If you want to beat...
Oh, my gosh.
If you want to beat Jordan's episode, I'm down.
What are your favorite movies, bro? I feel like I got to ask that question.
I feel like these are going to touch some of yours. We got Goodfellas.
That's great. I like that.
Godfather 1 and 2.
Me too.
Third one is...
Nah. You know what's crazy? I actually kind of like the third one.
I feel like the third one is... I don't know. The third one's... Donnie Brasco. I don't know if you ever seen that.
Yeah, I've seen Donnie Brasco.
What's another one? Start listing some of yours, and I'll see if I can remember. Scarface, Rambo.
Facts. Ooh, that's good.
1 and 2.
That's super good.
Those are good. Rocky.
Ooh, I love Rocky.
I don't know if it's too like class. I don't know. I don't know if it's maybe your father, Because my pops, like,
Yeah.
that's why, like,
No.
the movies is all because of that.
Yeah.
Okay,
Me too.
Yeah, it's the same shit. It's like the music, like all that shit,
Yep.
everything.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, they had. I told them all the time. They had the golden age of everything.
Yeah.
Imagine to be born in the 80s, man.
Bro, I feel like 80s,
Ooh,
80s, 90s must have been lit.
Fire, bro. Super fire.
Must have been lit.
We missed out, bro.
Do you feel like we missed out, or you feel like we just don't have that same spark like those generations had?
Yes, that's exactly that.
We just don't have it.
Niggas don't want to live.
Yeah, we're too locked in on
People
just our
don't want to
phones.
live. Like people are afraid to live.
Yeah, people are afraid to go out. People are afraid to socialize. Like, I don't know. I feel like you were forced to socialize back then.
Facts.
You had no choice.
Facts.
You couldn't order whatever the fuck you wanted and be dropped off and like not be bothered.
Yeah, bro. That
Even if you were shy, you still had to go out and fucking ask for things and do things.
like,
I don't know.
bro, the internet fried us. Oh, the movies for me.
Oh, yeah, go ahead.
I like Eyes Wide Shut a lot. Even though that movie's crazy.
That's a good one.
That's a crazy way to start. Eyes Wide Shut, Pulp Fiction, Godfather 1 and 2,
Pulp Fiction's fire.
Kill Bill 1 and 2. He got a crazy discography.
I forgot to throw
Wall
in.
Street.
That's another one. That's one of my favorite. I forgot to throw in Django.
Nah,
That's
yes,
my shit.
sir. Yes, sir. Him gunning down.
Quentin Tarantino got some bangers. Bro.
He's a
They're all bangers.
facts. Back to the Future.
Oh yeah, I literally forgot about that.
That movie. Me and my pops used to watch that movie all the time.
One in all of them I loved.
They were great, man. That movie. There's one movie that I think it's from the 80s. That movie really touches me. I'm trying to remember what it's called. I got it on my phone, matter of fact. I have a list somewhere. Let me find it.
That's fire though.
For this moment.
Nah, you need it for this moment.
Word, I'm trying to find it.
I'm trying to think of other movies. There's so much. I feel like there's so much just classic shit. Like, I don't know about you, but I feel like movies now,
Yeah.
they just don't hit.
They don't. Fight Club.
Fight Club is fire.
Crazy.
That's one of mine.
Once Upon a Time in America.
That's another one.
The Dark Knight.
That's banger.
Casino Royale, bro. Oh my God.
Yo,
It's James Bond, bro. Fast and Furious. The first Blade Runner from the 80s.
Yeah, the first one was good.
Ooh, that movie
That shit
touches
killed.
me in a way that I be getting emotional, bro. Star Wars. Yeah, that's the movie from the 80s that touches my heart.
Which one though? Which ones?
The original.
The original 3?
Yeah. Oh my God.
And what about
when he's out on the desert and he's looking at the sun like,
What about the prequels?
yo, the prequels make me. I can't say nothing bad about them, even though everybody hates them, because it makes me so emotional because you really get to see how much the Jedi Order failed at training Anakin. I have very controversial opinions about this.
You think it failed them?
They failed him.
I don't think I think some part of them failed him, but I feel like a lot of it was also just him. He just didn't know how to control himself,
He was a
bro.
bug out.
He was
a crash
he had
dummy
too much
for
crash.
real.
He was just crashing out too much.
Here's okay.
ahead,
Enter
go
the
ahead.
Dragon, and that was
Enter the Dragon.
Enter the Dragon is crazy. Okay. Here's my thing with this Star Wars situation.
We could dive into like the future of this shit because I think it's trash.
It's over.
It's cooked.
Once they sold their rights to Disney,
It failed.
Who make
There's some of the show. The Mandalorian was good,
pain facts,
but
even the Star Wars shorts, the little cartoons, they
yeah,
have,
those are
flames.
fire. The Boba Fett show was kind of dog shit. I didn't really like
Obi-Wan
it too
was
much.
good.
Obi-Wan was fire.
He said, "I am what remains." I was like, "Yo, why y'all gotta do this to me, right?"
I don't know, bro. I really wanted to see that shit in theaters when they brought it back recently. They brought back
We gotta go, bro.
They brought that shit back.
Oh my God. Okay, my prequels.
Go
right?
ahead.
Here's the thing. Here's the other parts about it. First of all, Anakin was too old to be a Padawan, so he was already past this prime stage of the Jedi.
The age shit with them two was kind of crazy.
Exactly.
Like
They were both. He
like
was 27 and he was 19. Like there is no wisdom. What do you know more than him? That goes to show the Jedi Order not really paying attention, right? This kid's the chosen one, and you're gonna leave him in the hands of homeboy. He's 25. No disrespect to Obi-Wan, but come on. First thing. Second thing. He was a slave, and his connection with his mother, right? He was having dreams that his mother was getting killed, and he told Obi-Wan, "I really don't feel good about this." And Obi-Wan said, the signs were there that if they weren't paying attention, this kid could become a monster. And everybody's just like, oh no, that's just Anakin. And nobody's like, wait, where did you go?
Yeah, no
you
one
killed that whole village. Like,
no one stopped to think.
Nobody stopped to be like, you know what? And then on top of that, the Clone Wars. The Clone Wars turned Anakin. Think about it. You're 19 going through a war. The Clone Wars turned him into a demon. Like, he got used to clapping everybody, right? So you're misunderstood by these guys who are investing in you. You feel me? And then Count what's his name? Mace Windu's telling him, nah, I don't trust him. So in front of him. So now you got these guys who think you're the chosen one, but then don't give you any responsibility or trust you with that. So now Anakin had no sense of identity either.
Yeah. He was lost. Like
you have what people are telling you, you are what this is telling you with that, and then Palpatine. Palpatine was very, very clever on how he manipulated Anakin because of the key main problem with Anakin was his lack of control of his emotion. And instead of them teaching him how to do it, all they did was ridicule him. Yo, why don't you understand these Jedi teachings? Nobody's sitting down with him and saying, I understand what you're going through. I went through it too. Instead, everybody's like, nah, what's wrong with you? You're the chosen one. You're supposed to do this. So now he's feeling, you don't think that resentment was already building up against the
There's
order?
mad pressure on him already.
Exactly. And he couldn't handle it. And then Padme.
I didn't think of it like that.
Padme, bro. First of all, prime 90s Natalie Portman, you're going to say no to that? I'll burn a city for 90s Natalie Portman, bro. I don't care about no Yo, chat. Tell me I'm capping.
Nah, Natalie's peak.
Yo, she was fine, brother. Oh my gosh.
I'm not gonna lie, and her in the Thor movie was not banging.
That Thor movie?
Not banging.
Marvel's fall off.
Oh, if we can go there, we can get there too. I think DC might have
6 o'clock in the morning.
DC might have a comeback.
DC has been cooking, brother.
DC's cooking right now.
They're letting them know, like, your spot is low. You're about to lose it. I mean, new Avengers, the new Thunderbolts movie was good.
I heard it was good.
I liked it. It was Marvel making fun of itself, which Marvel's known.
People were excited for Doomsday. I don't know if it's gonna be. I don't think it's gonna be what people are expecting though.
It's gonna be an air mall. Spider-Man though, I'm ready for that.
I'm ready for Spider-Man.
Listen, man, all we need is some cool one-shot movies. You don't need a multifaceted, complex travelocity. What's going on, bro?
So get rid of the multiverse shit.
Bro, no one cares, bro. Make him scary and make him violent. I promise you, y'all overcomplicating this. The Thanos thing worked because every story kind of connected. But now, you having a story connect to the shows, to the pamphlets, to the Apple Watch, and now I gotta watch some bullshit. I don't want to watch that, bro. I'm not watching no Disney show about a hero that no one cares about.
Oh my god.
I'm not watching it. Shout out to Loki though. I heard it was good, but I'm still not watching that. And I speak for every Marvel.
I didn't finish Loki either. I finished what was the other one? With,
exactly.
Scarlet. Fuck, what was it?
WandaVision.
WandaVision. I finished that one, and I finished the one with Bucky and
Winter
Soldier. That one was good. Those are the only two shows. After that, I gave up, bro. I gave up.
Cause why?
The new Doctor Strange after that was ass.
Trash.
That shit was hot garbage. Everything else after that, I didn't watch.
Bro, it's the reshoots, bro. They keep rewriting scripts. And Disney told them, stop putting out all this garbage. Y'all losing us bread.
Disney's cooked, bro.
Disney is a political propaganda machine, bro. That's all it is, bro. I'm sorry. Please don't. Yeah, I don't care.
You think my son is still alive?
Who?
Walt Disney?
They got his head definitely under Disney World.
You think he's frozen?
They got that boy head in a refrigerator, boy, in an AC unit, just sitting. He like this,
waiting for him to come back.
I don't know. I don't put nothing past people with like. I don't even want to bring his name up, but like, I'm not gonna get into it. And you thinking I'm thinking of somebody, but it's actually somebody even way worse than who I think.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh,
those files, if you know what I'm talking about.
Oh, really?
Them flight logs.
I don't think that has a connection with that. You think so?
Yes. Yes, bro. It's all connected. Everybody's a freak.
You big into conspiracy theories?
Hell yeah, bro.
Word.
Hell yeah.
When you mentioned the moon shit, when you were like, yo, we put man on moon, I was gonna be like,
no, we didn't.
I was gonna stop him right there.
I wanted to
like,
be inspirational. I'm
gonna say this. I was big on not believing that shit at all.
My boy Stanley.
But I think we went. I just think we faked the footage. Think about it.
My thing is in the footage, how is the flag waving and there's no oxygen?
They debunked that. I watched the document. I forgot how they explained it. I forgot how they explained it, but they did debunk that. They did.
Okay. Shout out to and you know what they didn't debunk?
But people don't believe in NASA, so I don't know.
Bro, you know what NASA is, right? It's all of the German World War II scientists.
During after World War II, we got all. Come on,
yes,
bro. I'm educated on this. Yo, Operation Paperclip, son. Yeah, they did it.
Do your homework on Operation Paperclip.
But yeah, they got all the craziest dudes that we could think of, and then obviously Russia got theirs.
And on top of that,
but we got most of them.
We don't remember how to go back either.
Yeah, supposedly all the this is getting very Joe Rogan, like I like it.
Yeah, boy. We doing everything. You feel me?
Yo. Nah, but apparently they threw out all the fucking all the flight, not the flight logs, like all the work on how to fucking do it. It's all gone.
And we never went back. And then we're not trying to go back.
Nah.
Like,
I mean, but what do we need to go there for? For what?
Bro.
If there's nothing there.
Word. Or maybe they saw something and was like, oh, now we need to turn this thing around. Like the whole aliens. I don't know if I believe in aliens.
I don't know. I was on that roller coaster for a minute.
Yeah.
I feel like I don't know. I feel like this is the only country that sees that shit. I don't see anyone else out there pointing, looking at shit in the sky and being like, "What is that?"
Got too much going on,
bro. Probably.
We're the only ones that
they probably don't have the fucking time.
Yeah, bro. You out here trying to dodge. Never mind. I was about to say something messed up. But you trying to dodge a bunch of stuff. You don't got time to look at no UFO. The UFO was that. Yeah, bro.
I was big on that shit. I used to think that the aliens built the pyramids. But I came to the realization that I think there was a lot of advanced technology that we just can't comprehend.
Thank you.
And it just got lost. And we built that shit.
First of all,
whoever built that shit, but
we ain't even have the manpower to build the pyramids are too
we can't
big.
Reconstruct it. We don't even with modern technology, we can't do it.
Bro.
So
I'm saying, bro. I believe the same thing. I don't know if it was. I do believe that society was a lot more advanced than what people are leading on to be.
Has to be. I don't think that we're the most advanced we've ever been. Like right now, I think.
Oh, you think it was like a super Atlantis world?
I think it was very advanced. Yeah.
Facts. Plato wrote about Atlantis. It existed.
Yeah.
And he wrote about how it was 7 water cities. Allegedly, he was talking about the Sahara Desert. The only place of information that had information on Atlantis was the Library of Alexandria.
And all that shit got burned down.
Yo, see? Already.
I've been waiting for an episode like this.
Yes, bro.
I don't know a lot of people who are big into this shit.
Listen, if it comes to knowing stuff, I'll know it to know it.
Yeah, you're just an open fucking catalog, bro.
I'm Wikipedia, bro. I just learn to learn things. I like retain. I'm just a sponge, bro.
Yeah, I'm big on. I could retain shit that I like. It's easy.
Bro. I'm a history buff too. Like
I love history. That's my shit.
Oh my god.
Without like that's my shit. Like everything.
Like history, I like learning about great generals like Napoleon.
Generals not too much. I was very big into like the wars, civilization, how that shit started, all that shit. But generals too are pretty cool.
People of history.
The technology, people.
Julius Caesar, Masashi Miyamoto, the samurai who never lost a duel allegedly. Like I just like I'm a history nerd. Like I was good at social studies.
That's my shit. Always.
Them DBQs, bro. Get into them. Yeah, man. Facts.
Yeah, man. I don't know what's gonna happen next soon, bro. A lot of crazy shit going on.
Bro, it might end tomorrow.
It could.
LA riots, they sweeping, bro. They was in Freeport.
Yeah, you saw that?
I told my own. Listen. Here's what I'm thinking, bro. They're going into specific places.
Yeah.
which means that there are people among us that are ratting.
I had this conversation today. I was at the gym this morning with my uncle and we were talking about it because that shit was like, there's like mad TVs and retro fitness, so that shit was just airing all day.
Facts.
So all you see is just fucking people throwing tear gas, all this crazy shit.
Yeah, bro.
And it's like, even one of my homegirls, like a certain situation going, I'm not gonna put names, but
where, because
yeah,
you don't know who's watching.
Exactly.
That's something we literally can't talk about. Facts.
But even people like, I'm sure we both know. It's just, I feel like they're going after the way they're going about it is OD. I get it.
Facts.
You go after the criminals. You go after the people who have done shit.
Mm-hmm.
You know, call me out if I'm wrong or you think I'm wrong. But
I agree.
I feel like you go after the people who have criminal records, but you don't go after the people who have been here like fucking 10 plus years, already got a family, don't have a criminal record.
Yeah, bro. They got
like, come on, bro.
They waited for the guy to drop his daughter off at the bus. Watch the bus drive off, and then
this is the shit
they snatch him. Like I don't know, bro. Something just makes me feel uneasy because you know what it is. It starts like this.
That's what everyone. And going back to like I was saying, like the system. It's like people feel like this is like people really compare it to like Nazi Germany.
I feel like people are gassing it with that.
I feel like that it's a little overextended.
Like you wailing.
Yeah.
You know what was happening?
That shit was way worse.
Like
way worse.
Way worse. Like super.
It was on site. This is more like
it's still fucked.
It's still
oh gosh.
It's still crazy.
Yeah.
It's still bad, but it's I don't think you can compare it to that. As close. I don't think it even touches it.
It's messed up.
Yeah,
100%. But
I definitely feel for it. Like I feel for the people. Like that shit sucks.
It's easy to see it black and white until it's somebody you know and love, and they're affected by it. And now you know.
And then you're like, yo, but what the fuck? Like, why is it?
Now your politics are messing with your heart, and that's where people are divided at. It's like, damn, yeah, I do believe this, but now you see, everybody's an activist until it affects you.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's easy to talk about it when it's not your problem.
But then you see how quick people switch up once it's like, oh, wow, this is like...
When it becomes your problem.
I might be fucked.
Yeah, like, I might be on that boat. Listen, man, I'm Dominican, man. I'll make it anywhere, bro. I'll be in the joint like this. On a boat straight chilling, bro.
Yo.
With the Birkenstocks on.
With the chanclas too, bro.
Chancletas on, straight chilling, bro. I'm Gucci. Feel me? With a nice girl, she don't speak no English. She just, she just. Yeah, sir.
Nah, bro.
Yeah, man.
But listen, man, we're at 2:31. If you want to keep it going, you want to call it.
I don't know, bro.
We I think
covered everything.
We touched a lot.
I don't know, man.
We could definitely continue the conversation at poker night.
Facts.
If you want?
Yeah, we could.
While Shorty's dealing the cards.
Yeah, I gotta find a woman who's would be willing to do that in today's climate.
We definitely have to pay somebody to do that.
Nah, I ain't paying nothing. I ain't paying her a dime.
Nah.
You ain't getting $1 out of me.
Nah.
We'll figure something out. Yeah, I think we ran a good time. If you need a co-host, bro.
You think so?
If you need a co-host.
Oh, someone recommended me. I should have a co-host.
I'll be here with you. You need a guy to just clean up in the back. I'll pull up. I'll do anything. Listen, for the mission, I'm there.
A young Jamie, son.
Yeah, bro. I'll be at the computer. I'm going to mess up, though. I'm gonna be
Yo,
clicking.
Jamie, look that up for me real quick.
You need a Jamie, bro. I talk too much. I don't think I could be Jamie. He be doing Jamie dirty, though, when he make mistakes.
Yo, you ever seen when he's like, yeah, by the way, he'll give him a crazy look, and then he's like, oh, sorry.
Like, why are you talking? How do you look at him? Yo, he be doing Jamie.
No, he doesn't. Bro, he pays him good, though.
Yo, Jamie's lit. I never even seen him.
Never seen how he looks?
No.
He's like some old white guy with a beard, bro. I think from like the last picture I saw, but I think he pays him like almost like $500,000.
Yo.
He pays him crazy.
And he be like, you looking at him like, what are you talking, bro? And it's like, damn, like he be getting crazy. But yeah, man, you need a co-host. Any ideas for the pod, hit me.
Bro, I tell everyone who I have on, I'm like, yo, always hit me like where you like I'm always open to criticism. Constructive criticism, I will say.
Okay, I would say this. I got people that I really think that have amazing stories, amazing life that I think you should interview. You know, I got some, and like you said early in the pod that you wanted to branch out.
Yeah, I definitely do.
So I got people who I know would kill it.
That'll be My boy too. Shout out M Bugs, but he was saying the same thing. He's like, yo, I know people who could definitely put your shit out there too on the map.
Yeah.
I was like, I definitely want to get there. But it's I'm having fun with it right now. I'm still learning a lot of things as I go.
I like that.
I'm doing more
sticking
shit.
to your guns. I like that.
Yeah, I'm not there. I'm not him yet.
Nah, you him now.
I'm him, but I'm still learning. Like, give me all the criticism, give me all the ideas, give me all the advice I could take. I'm all open to it.
I think you're Gucci.
People can put comments, yo, you're a piece of shit, you're terrible, but I like it. I don't give a fuck.
They're not gonna like this one. I'll tell you that much. I'm a controversial dude. Like I said, bro, I don't have no consistency. Also, I want to see you on Reels and TikTok more.
I have TikTok now.
Okay.
That I gotta show you.
Yeah.
I started dropping a lot of clips on TikTok. A lot of the ones I have are on YouTube Shorts.
Facts.
I'm gonna show you. I'll show you after this. I think the one with me and Jerron hit like 1,500. I love it. But yo, shout out to all y'all though.
Shout out Jerron. Shout out to the viewers at home. Get yourself a job. You watching 2 hours of this podcast. Actually, keep watching it, but don't get a job. Yeah, bro. I think consistency and just I want to see you everywhere.
I'm trying, bro. A lot of people, even at work, some people that I know do this. They're like, yo, your shit's been circulating on my feed, and they're like, yo, I don't even follow your shit. I'm like, yo, I'll take that as a slap in the face, but I'll also take it as, yo, I appreciate it.
Oh, that's a great thing.
I don't give a fuck.
The fact that people don't follow you and you're seeing the product means you're reaching people.
Yeah,
that's
it's that hashtagging.
Yeah, boy.
You gotta hashtag the fuck out of everything.
Hashtag your whole life away. You gotta hashtag your whole setup, like
literally, bro. But yeah, no, yo, if you see anybody, send me their way. Send me their IGs.
I got an artist. His name is Rhymer. He's got the same name. His name is Caleb. I grew up with him.
His name is Caleb too.
Yeah,
that's funny.
He's like the chill Caleb.
Oh,
yeah. Even though he's a knucklehead, that's my brother. I love him to death. My boy, my friend Bree, she's like an event coordinator for everybody in America. I don't know.
Yeah.
She does everything. She's somebody you interview. My boy J Lav, he's actually the one that engineers my music, but he's an artist himself. Lethal. Lethal. Musically inclined.
I'm gonna be honest. Like I think once I think this is gonna be episode 18. I said I have another one lined up after this, but I think for episode 20, I think I want to make it. I think that's gonna be the sit down, the special guests.
Yeah.
You, a couple other people that I already know. I definitely want on that. We're definitely going to shoot for that.
Let's do that.
Because I think that would be fucking dope.
Listen, if you need a place to shoot it, I got a pool in my backyard. My backyard is fly. So if you need a spot.
I definitely
we got to do it in the pool. You jacuzzi, like.
I definitely want to get like a studio place eventually to do it. Even if it's like renting it out.
There's a spot in Elmont.
Really?
That's a podcast studio.
Where?
I'll show you the video right now. It's the barbershop.
Which barbershop?
Exit 13.
Are you dead ass?
They got a podcast studio. You say, yo, if you need somebody, send me that does. If you know somebody that does podcasts, send them their way. They got the panel TVs in the joint.
But I thought the back was just like a lounge area.
There's another back. That's a podcast studio.
What?
I'm Gucci with shout out Fab. That's the GOAT. I'm gonna show you the video right now.
I haven't been there in since high school, bro.
I'll be in there all the time. I got business in there. Look, that's it right there.
I didn't even know it was I didn't even know they had all that shit.
Yeah.
That is insane,
so
bro.
You want to get a spot? Listen,
there's a couple other places that shout out Brandon Moran. He was throwing at me too.
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
that's
the
guy
man,
right
bro.
there.
I know you've been seeing him outside, bro.
Hell yeah.
That's shout out to him.
He deserves it, man. He works super hard. I knew him when he was just telling niggas about that,
bro, yeah. And now look,
and he's not even. He just getting started.
He really kicked it off, bro. He kicked it off.
He's super cool, bro. That's the guy right there.
So when this goes viral, and if we don't get canceled,
facts. What we doing? Let's go to Vegas.
You don't gamble, bro.
Facts.
Nah, we're definitely gonna set up that that poker night though.
Facts.
Yeah.
Well, I'm trying to do it like 2 to 3 weeks, so I'm gonna hit you.
I will not be here from the 6th to the 18th of July.
Where you going, brother?
Going to the Yams.
Oh my gosh.
So
6th to the 18th?
Yeah.
That's damn near 70 weeks, bro. That's 2 weeks, right?
Wait, what is it? It's the 9th? Yo, it's mad. I felt like it feels like it's fucking June
1st.
Yeah.
Yeah, it don't feel like
it feels
June.
Yeah, I don't know.
June 8th.
This weather's been terrible, bro.
Facts.
I don't know what's going on. I know you haven't been in that pool yet.
Yo, bro, we just took the cover off. Like, I'm like, hurry up, boy. I'm about to get lights in there. I want like a food float.
What is it, an in-ground pool?
Semi-in-ground.
Oh, semi-in-ground.
Yeah, it's nice, though. I'm trying to get changeable lights. I wanted to talk my pops into, yo, pops, I still want that jacuzzi. He's like, hell no. You know how much money we got to spend? I'm like, all right. My bad, OG. But yeah, man, we're going to get the poker night done. I know this is going to be first of many things that we do now that we've really crossed paths.
We broke it. We broke the ice.
Super.
Listen, I know you were a little anxious in the beginning. I saw it, but I was like,
nervous.
I was like, yo, he's gonna ease up. He's gonna ease up. Yo, I'm telling you guys, like everyone that I've had on, even before I got the camera, bro.
Yeah.
I've had people be like, I don't think I can hear my voice. Like I don't want to like. I'm scared to hear how my voice is gonna sound. People are like sweating, bro. I'm like, yo, you gotta relax, bro. It's gonna be all right.
I was more scared of me saying something.
Were you nervous, like driving here?
Nah.
No, it didn't hit you.
I was more nervous of what I was gonna say. Like, Caleb, do not, because sometimes I speak faster than I think, and I'm like,
something slips out.
Chill out before you get us all killed. Like, so that, and then I'm like, all right, relax, like, be yourself. Once we started talking and then getting into that mode, that's why I didn't drink. Because if I started drinking, I'd be like, yo, let me tell you something. I would have been on some I would have been on Kanye time. I'm done. I don't drink.
Yo, speaking of him, real quick before we cut it,
yeah,
he's cooked.
He's fried. He's fried. There's nothing left behind those eyeballs,
he's cooked,
bro. He's done.
I feel bad for him, bro.
I don't.
At the same time, I don't.
He did it to himself. He's porned out. That's what I define as porned out.
He's porned out.
He's porned out. He got his wife walking around naked in the spots. Ain't nobody want to see her booty, boy. Like, what? She's fine. Don't get it twisted. She look great. But why? Why you got her joint in the joint on the joint?
You feel like he wanted her to dress like that? You feel like she dressed like that on her own?
Nah, he want her to dress like that. He freaked off to the max. He can't get unfreaked.
Damn.
Bro. I believe in my mind that he's so porned out that what I actually think is that what started as a way for him to garner attention is now him doing anything for any attention necessary possible. Like, he's fully lost any sort of value. Like, anything he does now is rooted in his attention, his desire for attention for others. And it's over. It's over. Because why, you think if he was still who he was, he'd be on academics in a Klansman robe? He's become, probably what he was probably afraid of the most was a meme. Like, he's a joke now. Yeah, you failed us, bro. But it's not his fault. It is his fault, but
it's the system.
It's the system. It's that invisible. It's feminism, bro. Feminism killed Kanye West. That should be the title of the episode.
That is fucking funny, bro.
Yes, sir. But thank you.
Listen, it was great having you on, bro. Listen, I'm ready for poker night.
I'm ready.
If you can't find, I think I know someone. We're not paying.
We're not paying you.
We're not paying
at all. You got to stand for 2 hours for free. We can find somebody.
Yeah, we'll find someone.
We got this.
All right, bro.
All
Yo, listen. I enjoyed the conversations. I'm glad it got to a couple areas where I was a little nervous, but eventually I would like to discuss certain, topics and issues that maybe
part 2.
Could definitely have a part 2. Maybe for the 20th episode.
Ooh.
You gotta meet my boy Am Books, bro. I feel like you guys will get along.
Okay.
You guys, that's one of my homies for real.
Okay.
I feel like it would be a good one.
Yeah. Okay.
But yeah, bro.
Episode.
That's gonna be the 20th like celebration, whatever the fuck.
I'm getting the Scarface button up. I'm putting a Cuban.
Everyone got to be looking fancy for that one. I'm gonna schedule a date. We'll get everyone. Make sure everyone's off, and we'll do it.
Ooh. Actually, I'll tell you about it after.
Oh yeah. Yo, listen. We'll end it here then. Later, brother.
Later, bro.